picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, away. Why listen to what they say? Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face, broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. So now we greet. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge.
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right.
You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want.
Back in the day, complications never wore my patience. I was always ready to play. Why face the day in the sunshine in LA? We hit the beach and rode the waves. I lost my balance, I was faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never really me. Plastic lives and starry eyes, and all the freaks were left outside. So I'd look in and wonder why. Where was mine? I couldn't find it. But you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Time to walk away, trade my sunshine in for rain. Same old ways in a different place, but something's changing. I wanted answers and direction. What I got was second guessing, hesitation, no sensation, just more questions. Nothing to blame for being stuck inside this frame of mind. If I can find my way, who I am, what I want, where I'm going, where I was, it's not up to you. I wish there was something you could do, but you're not me, so you can be my answers, because you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like I've struggled to catch up. But I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? What's up, people? Oh, do you need? Dude, I'm kind of off sugar. Let's go. Tonight we're going to be having the Red Bull Zero instead of a rock star. Oh shit, look out. We're getting rid of the sugar, baby. I'm no longer a sugar daddy. I'm now a monk fruit daddy. an erythritol daddy. Oh. Let's go. Let's go, baby. How's it taste? It actually tastes pretty good. Hold on, here we go. Can I make something good out of this? Can I make something good out of this? Dude, I can't remember the words. Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You could be late, you could be true. You could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong, and I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, 'cause I want more. Oh, all right. Let's go. Dude, so let me just tell you guys, Jesus, what a day. Dude, I've been fucking scattered all day, guys. Now, I don't know if that has something to do with like sugar removal, because I've had a fairly drastic like sugar and carbohydrates removal, where I used to eat like rice every day. And I used to eat like candy, like the small candy bars or Reese's peanut butter cups. I'd eat like 10 of those a day. Okay. Right. I would, obviously drink, sugar-filled coffee creamer all day and then finish it off with like a rock star and a Red Bull. I mean, how I'm not already a diabetic is a miracle. It is, dude. Dude, I have a liver of fucking steel or some shit. But anyway, so I've just been scattered, right? I am pre, but no, I am pre, but that's gonna go down, guys. That's gonna go down. Is it your pancreas? Finish it off with a Red Bull? Yeah, but it's a sugar-free one. It's a Red Bull Zero there, Anne-Marie. Right? And like back in the day, though, guys, when I was bartending, okay, so a regular Red Bull has like 40% of your daily sugars. I used to drink 12 Red Bulls a day, guys. I shit you not. Between 10 and 15, I'm estimating it averaged 12. But when I bartended, I drank 12 Red Bulls a day, 4 days a week, while bartending for 9, 10, 11 years. Okay? Right? That is what I did. I'm serious. My manager
at the bar I worked at ordered extra racks of Red Bull just for me. Dude, in the order, he had several cases of Red Bull ordered just for me. And he didn't mind because I was a fucking crazy good bartender that would literally just like, you know, I was like, you know, record setting like bar receipts because I was so fast. And I'm a pretty personable guy. I'm a good sort of party master. But dude, yeah, isn't that weird? Like, how am I not fucking like very damaged? You know what I'm saying? That many Red Bulls would be at least one giant kidney stone. Dude, yeah, I don't have a kidney stone yet. Right? We sweat those bulls out on the ground. Dude, let's go. Dude, it's fucked up. Lucky I didn't have a heart attack. Yeah, see, I was never worried about having a heart attack because I used to do like horse-like levels of cocaine, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like back in the cocaine days, like, you know, I used to snort like a gram at a time, right? It was bad. That is where I'm glad I didn't die. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a pretty, like, I didn't always do cocaine. I wasn't like an around-the-clock user, but I liked to do a lot in like one go, right? I liked that fucking, you know, that like motorcycle kind of acceleration. So, which is problematic because that's also how you die. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, but so you know what's crazy about it though is I think the stimulants actually like mellow me in a way, right? Like when I would do huge amounts of cocaine, I would get like docile, right? You know what I mean? I would get a little jittery, but then after a certain point, I'd get like docile. You know, I never liked the downers. I did them, I tried them, but like downers weren't my thing. I don't know, like massive amounts of uppers like get me to a point of like calm in a way. Weed is your jam? Yeah. Dude, yeah, see, I stayed away. Yeah, I stayed away from Ritalin. I never took Ritalin or anything like that. And I never did Adderall. But I did in my 20s, I did a lot of crystal meth. But I didn't do crystal meth necessarily because I wanted to. It was a path to becoming a guitarist. Like I really wanted to start a band. And I wasn't good at guitar. And I didn't have any patience to play it. But when I got high on crystal meth, I loved playing guitar. So basically what I did was I took like 3 years out of my early 20s and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do anything but crystal meth. Like I didn't have a job. I just did crystal meth for several years and played guitar like 20 hours a day. And so I used it to start a band, right? Yeah, no, it was a terrible idea. Because I did learn how to play guitar, but by then I was also like my life was fucked up, right? But I did it though. I did it for a purpose, and I kind of wonder sometimes if that's why I was able to get off because I was doing it for a purpose, like I had a purpose. And then when I got good at playing guitar, like I had acquired some confidence that made it easier to like get off the drugs. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but I was smart about it though, because there were drugs that were really get your hooks in you that I stayed away from. You know, I stayed away from the crack for the most part and from the heroin and definitely the narcotics, the pills. Like I stayed away from the benzos and all that because there's a little too much when you get into that physical, when you get into that physical addiction, it becomes a different beast, guys. Okay. Right. Like cocaine and crystal meth, there is a mental addiction and there's a tiny bit of physical withdrawal, but there's not a physical addiction to those drugs, the physical addiction drugs are like really hard to get away from, you know? You know what I'm saying? And so I stayed away from the ones that were hard to get away from, right? You know, I did because it's like, you got to be really careful with those. Dude, yeah, no, heroin is tough, right? Heroin is tough. The only thing I got physically addicted to, guys, was cigarettes. And it was horrible, dude. And caffeine. Caffeine's a physical addiction too, but it's definitely less severe. Dude, hello, what's up, Kim Joy? Excuse me. But yeah, now I'm going into my no sugar phase, guys. Hey, let me just tell you, okay? Staying away from hard drugs is the smart thing to do, guys. Okay? It is. It absolutely is. It's the smart thing to do. Okay? I think that a tiny bit of experimentation is certainly not the worst thing in the world, but I think staying away from them, like, you know, the harder stuff is actually not a bad thing, because you just don't know what's going to hook you, you know? And so I recommend, you know what I'm saying? Like I recommend, you know, not doing it the way I did, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but I was also hurt. I had a lot of trauma that I didn't even know about. And yeah, well, you know, what's interesting is there's other things though, guys, that like, I mean, let me just tell you, I played Fortnite, and like Fortnite is like, you know, Fortnite is as addicting as cocaine, guys. And it's a very similar, there's a reason why I played Fortnite. Fortnite is a very similar high to cocaine. And so you have kids that are like 7 years old playing Fortnite, like they are basically like drug addicts. It's crazy. I mean, it's pretty wild. Like some of those video games are super intense. And so I think we're kind of seeing that with a lot of the men that are struggling now. I think it's because of, it's not like video games are harmful. It's like a certain type of dopamine, high level dopamine games are harmful for developing brains. And so I think kids that play, you know, these really crazy games from a young age are doing some of the same shit to their brains with the dopamine receptors that like cocaine and those other heavy drugs are. And so it's going to be interesting to see, like, I think part of the reason, guys, I shit you not, if you look at why women became like really liberal and educated and men have started dropping off performance-wise and men have been struggling with self-esteem issues, I think it's because of games like Call of Duty and Fortnite and those FPS high dopamine games. Dude, Minecraft is great. Minecraft is like amazing for kids. It's very low dopamine. Minecraft is about organizing and memorizing and crafting and controlling your own world. Like, I think Minecraft, all kids should play Minecraft. It gives them a space where they can control their whole environment. It's great for them. I'm talking about the high dopamine FPS and third-person shooter games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Valorant, you know, CSGO, those games that are super high dopamine releasing. Those are the games that I'm talking about. And I believe that young men becoming more and more addicted to those really high dopamine video games at a young age has been stunting their like self-esteem, right? Because it's like getting good at a video game doesn't really translate into the real world. You know what I mean? Like, you know, performing well in sports or performing well in like some type of learning how to play an instrument, that sort of like translates into the real world. but like the video game confidence doesn't. You know, it doesn't. It's like you're then in withdrawal when you're away from the high dopamine thing. And so, you know, if young men and a lot of women don't like play those games because the people in the chats are so abusive and misogynist and they can't really talk to people. So it became a real male dominating environment. And so you have a lot of young men that are getting way strung out on high dopamine games at like age 8. And then they go to school and they're in withdrawal the whole day and they can't focus. They like want to scroll on TikTok and do that other shit because it's the only thing that relieves that dopamine withdrawal. And so I think that is part of the reason why in the last 20 years, you know, the last 15 years, there's been a real drop off between men and women achievement wise, you know? And the gaming industry, they make them like as addictive as possible. Okay, they do. They really go after their brains, dude. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I got super addicted to Fortnite, and I did manage to turn it into a really good living. But like, man, if I hadn't made money streaming Fortnite, like that shit would have ruined my life. Jenny was mad at me. And she was, dude, Jenny was mad at me. Like, you know, fucking, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting my screenplays written. I mean, it was bad. And the thing is though, here's what's hard though, is even when men outgrow them, if you play those high dopamine games from like age 8 to 18, and then you stop, you go out into the world and it's like, how are you going to match that level of dopamine anymore? You know what I'm saying? You're going to go to gambling, probably. That's my guess. I think most of Gen Z is going to go to gambling. And then what do you see coming on the heel of these video games? You got the crypto casinos, you got Polymarket and all that shit. They're like gambling is now becoming this household name. Streamers are streaming. And that's another high dopamine, super destructive. Like gambling is like cocaine times 5, you know? You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, it's pretty crazy, right? I think a lot of those young guys, if they get super addicted to games like Fortnite, they're going to transition to gambling, cocaine, or like sex addiction. Those are the only 3 things that I think really give you more dopamine than Fortnite. I'm telling you, bro. I take it from a 20-year coke addict and sex fiend that like Fortnite is like, whew, dude, there's not a lot that gives you more dopamine than that game does. Oh. Let's go. Dude. Gambling is not cocaine times 5. It is if you get addicted to it. Dude, not everybody gets addicted to gambling, but like gambling addicts, oh my God. Bro. Like gambling addicts, like, dude, it fucking destroys people. I have a half sister who like, dude, she went to jail twice for like fucking over her brother. Okay. She did. Like her brother's wife, her name was the same as my half sister's middle name. So what happened is my half sister got spun out on gambling. She got like way cracked out. And with the casinos, and she lost all her money. She couldn't get any more credit. And so what she did was she asked her brother's wife to co-sign for her apartment. And then she had the social security number and she started opening credit cards under her brother's wife's first name, which was her middle name. And then my brother and his wife went to buy a house and they were like $350,000 in debt. and they had never even owned a credit card. And they were like, fuck, they couldn't get it expunged without having to press charges. So they had to he had to put his sister in jail, or they would have been on the hook for like 350 grand. And then she did it again. Dude, after she got out of jail, she did it again. Bro, like twice, dude. Like really? Like there's no fucking way, dude. Dude, what are you doing? Right? It is like, wow. Jesus, bro. Dude, I mean, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are talking like world record, like, but it's, you can't stop though. I mean, when it gets you, you just can't fucking stop, guys. Addiction is a crazy beast. And all of us, because there was so much abuse in our home, so much emotional dysregulation. My parents were alcoholics. Everyone in my family has some type of destructive addiction, right? I mean, I feel like I got the good one, actually, right? I just got like the cocaine and you know, alcohol. I feel like I got the good one. You know, like some of my half brothers and sisters got way worse ones. Dude, it's crazy. But, dude, yeah, gambling, thankfully, I never got addicted to that. Dude, crazy. Dolly wasn't addicted to money. Dolly Parton. Dude, did you see my tweet today? My tweet was like, I just want the president to be Dolly Parton, to be like Dolly Parton. And people are trying to report me to the FBI. Oh shit. Dude, it's so funny. All right, let's see what we got here, guys. It was this one. Let me get this fucking set here. We're gonna look at some shit, guys. It was this tweet right here. Oh no. This one. Dude, people were so mad. I just want the president to be like Dolly Parton. Dude, I mean, it's fairly innocuous, right? Dude, let's go. Let's go, baby. All right. So, hey, I mean, guys, today was Karoline Leavitt's last day. Hold on. Let's go to the show overview. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to look at Trump and Natalie Harp. Dude, shit is weird. We're going to look at some disgruntled Trump voters. In particular, there's one from Iowa who's very upset. We're going to talk a little bit about, you know, the whatever Lake America and how that's not really working for what's going on. We are going to talk a little bit about Hasan breaking the Democrat brains. Like, oh my God, dude. Dude, that guy Hutch is freaking out on me. He's like so mad at me. You just want him to be a sweet, loving woman? Yes! Right? We are going to, we're going to look at Andrew Tate. They had their day in court today. Guys, they appeared in court. The Tate brothers did, which is like a little surprising, but we're going to look at that. All right? So we're going to look around. Yeah, dude, I've got a lot of thoughts about the Hasan thing, guys. I do. I've got a lot of thoughts that, you know, I don't know. Watching this play out, I feel like I'm really being radicalized here. Dude, Bronx, let's go. I was just in the Bronx like a week and a half ago, boss. We went to see the Mariners at Yankee Stadium when we were there. Dude, the Hasan shit is like, it's crazy. And Brad Sherman, this congressman from California, this guy who got caught like watching like adult content on his iPad on an airplane. Dude, he decided to chime in. Like, people are lying, guys. That's the thing that's going on. I mean, it's bad enough if you're a Democrat and you say, oh, I don't like his son, he's an edgelord, whatever, he's racy, he's one of those shock jock streamers. Fine, say that shit. But these people are lying, guys. There's that Congressman Brad Sherman said that Hasan 𝗫𝗽𝗃 endorsed raping people, right? I mean, they're literally just making shit up, okay? Complete untruths. And it is fucking astonishing to me, okay? It is. It's astonishing to me. I mean, here's what I said about it, guys. You ready? I said this right here. And this is very true, okay? The Dems are whatever. They're having this issue now, but here's what I said, guys. Okay, is right here. Okay, the Dems have a bigger problem than Hasan 𝗫𝗃. I know that they're like, oh, Hasan, they're trying to make him like the de facto enemy of the state, but they're literally, they have a huge problem because there are like 20 to 25% of the Democratic Party that is never going to vote for a pro-Israel candidate again. Like, the Dems are never going to be able to win another national election again, ever, if that candidate supports Israel. And the donations are going to fucking dry up. And it's going to get worse as the older people die off and this younger generation. What is going on right now is like, it's mind-blowingly stupid because they think they're like acting in some sort of a revenge for Kamala and for Haley Stevens. But like, guys, every big winner in the statewide races was a DSA or DSA aligned. It was fucking Abdul in Michigan against $70 million. It was Plattner / Troy Jackson in Maine. Their Mills candidate never even got off the ground. Zero excitement. In Florida, Angie Nixon was outspent 17-1, and she won the statewide Dem primary. Like, what do they think, man? Like, what do they think? Do they think that that's just going to go away? They're like not looking at the tea leaves. And I'm like, why is my party doing this? And you know why? It's because they're all getting put into office by AIPAC. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like 90% of the Democrats in office right now are in office because of AIPAC money, and we're going to have to knock them off like one at a time. You know? It is wild, dude. It's fucking wild. And the crazy thing is like, you know, like, for example, let's look at the Hutch thing. Okay. Hutch is just a good barometer because he's this Hasan obsessed centrist. Okay. And look at what he did today. He like came after my tweet. All right. For like no reason, dude. I mean, I wasn't even talking to him. Okay, but look at this. Let me find it. Dude, he's like out for whatever blood, dude. He's all mad. He's all mad at me, guys. Dude, I don't know what he thought. Like, dude, he does. He has a mini hard on for me. So here's what I tweeted. It was the thing I just said, where I said the Dems have a bigger problem than Hasan 𝗫𝗃 because after this shit show, there's a large chunk of voters who will never vote for a Dem who supports Israel again. You may as well start becoming Republicans. And then I go in a little bit on my own anti-Abrahamic religion sort of thing. But look at what he says. He says, prioritizing the ego of a champagne socialist over the well-being of vulnerable people who are harmed daily by Republican administrations. I can't think of a more perfect demonstration of why Dems would be smart to make sure that people know that you do not represent this party. But like, yo, look at this. He says prioritizing the ego of a champagne socialist. I don't care about Hasan's ego. It's about, like, he says vulnerable people who are harmed. What about the people in Gaza? What about the people in Lebanon that are dying because of our bombs? You want to talk about vulnerable people? What about the 200 grade school girls that we murdered with tomahawks with our tax money? You fucking idiot. He thinks I'm like, oh, I'm mad that they've upset Hasan's ego. This has nothing to do with Hasan. It has to do with the fact that there's war crimes and murder being committed on our dime, and there has been for like 50 years. And then there was a war in the 90s when I was 21. Why? Because of Israel interests. Then there was a war in 2000s. Why? Because of more of Israel interests. Then there's a war right now when my son turns 21 because of Israel interests. Netanyahu just talked Trump into starting a war. That's 3 wars, $30 trillion. And like, this has nothing to do with Hasan Piker. It's about, dude, we want to stop buying bombs for endless war in the Middle East. And so I'm like, dude, you're obsessed with Hasan, bro. It's about funding a warring country. You can't go 2 seconds without turning everything into a Hasan thing because you're so flimsy and butthurt because Hasan insulted him. Like, dude, go back to COD. You're not fit for this. And look at what he said. He said, I was nice to you when we spoke. I had to practice a lot of restraint. But since you're doing performative bullshit, we'll full send. You did not make one single coherent argument when we spoke. Oh, okay. Dude, yeah, I'm real sorry that I didn't win you over with my coherent arguments. It was genuinely one of the dumbest exchanges I've had in this space. But like, yo, dude, this is the dumbest exchange any of us have had in this space, where he thinks people are mad because of Hasan's ego. It's like, no, man, we want to stop the murder. Like, bro. And that's just it, though. Hutch, he doesn't think it's murder. He could give Israel money all day long, and Israel could kill everybody in the Middle East. And Hutch wouldn't think it was even murder, man. I think he's dehumanized everybody there to the point of where he doesn't even get it. You know? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, how broken are these people? And I mean, you know, I guess he's a Destiny suck up, and Destiny is the same way, dude. Destiny is like, right? Dude, Destiny is like hard in on mouthing the fucking, you know, the Middle East war machine, bro. It's so weird, dude. It's just weird because it's like he has such a personal thing about, like, Hasan. Like, even with John Ossoff, guys, okay? I am not mad that John Ossoff, whatever, said something negative about Hasan, okay? If you want to know why I don't like John Ossoff, it's because of this fucking video, bro. Right here. Look at this. Look at this. You ready? Watch this.
Do you support the Green New Deal?
No.
Do you support Medicare for all?
No.
Do you support DC statehood?
Yes.
Do you support Puerto Rican statehood?
Yes.
Do you support defunding the police?
No.
Do you support abolishing ICE?
No.
Do you support expanding the Supreme Court?
No.
Do you support ending the filibuster?
Maybe.
Do you support...
Dude, right? Like, dude, this guy doesn't support anything that, right? No Green New Deal, no Medicare for all, no, right? No expanding the Supreme Court, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, no abolishing ICE. Like, what the fuck, bro? It's like, like me thinking, I mean, I had my suspicions about him because of some of his voting record okay? But I chalked up some of his voting record because of him being in Georgia. It's a purple state. I do give a lot of leeway to people in these purple states because I realize they're trying to win a statewide election. But like, dude, I don't want this guy as a president. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it that, all right, he's good looking. He's a great speaker. He gives good speeches. But like, dude, this guy doesn't want to move us towards any of the shit that we really need, you know? And so that to me is like, wow, dude, that is a little bit heartbreaking. You know, it is to me. It's a little bit heartbreaking because it's like, wow, John Ossoff doesn't want the same America that I do. Okay. He wants, I mean, what does he even want? Okay. Right. What does this guy even want? I mean, he wants a better ICE, a nicer ICE. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, we have cops killing citizens. Then we had ICE killing citizens. Police murder citizens in America. You know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Natalie, give me a link to the Mike from PA clip. How old is this video? Dude, this video is from July, right? Or Axios. Yeah, this is recent, dude. But, you know, and so it's like, dude, what does this guy want? What does he want for America? Okay, like, oh, he could win the presidency because he's a smooth talking, good looking dude that can like say things eloquently, but what's he gonna do? How is he gonna help us get health care? Right? How is he going to, you know what I'm saying? How is he gonna help us get health care? How is he gonna protect us from, or, you know, immigrants from the threat of ICE? I mean, dude, we did immigration enforcement for the entire, like, life of this country. ICE was pretty new, okay? ICE was pretty new. We had the border patrol, right? CBP, Customs and Border Patrol, right? But like, dude, and then he doesn't want to expand the Supreme Court. So what does that mean? We have a generation of just getting fucked over by an illegitimate Supreme Court with stolen seats. He said maybe to the filibuster, maybe, right? You know, no to the Green New Deal. Now, you know, it's like, that's crazy. I don't know. That's crazy to me. Because, guys, for me, I think for me, I would take like two things, okay? You don't have to be perfect, but I think universal, fully funded universal health care, right? And no more bombs to the Middle East. I think I could start there, okay? I absolutely could. I could fucking start there with fully funded universal health care for all and no bombs to the Middle East. I would be willing to start just with the health care. But like I said today, I don't think I will ever vote for a statewide representative. I certainly will not vote for a president that is not running on universal, fully funded health care. I will not. Now, I made a list, guys. I'll show you the list that I came up with today where I was like this. Here's my list, and you can add to this. I'll put a link to the tweet if you want to add to it. There's the link, but here's the things that I put. Is I said, I'm not here to talk about Hasan Piker. I'm here to talk about fully funded universal health care, fully funded college education, significant taxes on billionaires, not one penny to Middle East war machines, abolish ICE and end qualified immunity. Then I went on to codify Roe nationally, guaranteed protections for the LGBTQ, path to citizenship for immigrants, and private equity out of real estate entirely, not just single family homes, but they can't fucking buy apartment buildings either. Okay? Those are like my top 9. Now, somebody got in here and said, end Citizens United, which is good. I think there's like stacking the Supreme Court. You looked it up. That interview was 2020, was it? Was it 2020? All right, let me see. Was it really? So that was, okay, you're right. That was 2020. Okay. So we should get an update. All right? We should get an update. I want him to be put on the record now with that shit. Okay? Right? All right. So Pramila Jayapal had a similar take. All right, we'll look at hers. All right, so let's go. You ready? Let's look at Mike from PA. Watch what he says here. This is interesting. Can I just say, guys, I love that Mike from PA has a spreadsheet with all of these things. I love this. I love this. It looks like it's a Google Drive spreadsheet. I want to be able to like watch this. All right, but let's see what he says.
Jon Ossoff is not sponsoring a minimum wage increase, does not sponsor Medicare for All, does not sponsor college for all. He voted to fund ICE, voted to fund the National Defense Authorization Act. You know,
Yikes.
He voted for Israeli funding, block bomb sales to Israel, voted no. That was back in, last year. He voted to cut Medicaid for states that cover immigrants charged with certain offenses. 91% of Democrats voted against cutting Medicaid from states. Only him, Cortez Masto, and 𝗏𝗍 Hasan voted yes. Fucking John Fetterman voted no. I mean, voting to the right of 92% of Democrats on cutting Medicaid. Like, that's insane, guys. He voted for the crypto bill.
Yikes.
And then he skipped a bunch of bills where he didn't even show up. What the fuck was he doing in June of last year? Missing votes. Jon Ossoff is not sponsoring.
Yeah, dude, that's tough, bro. Right? That is tough. Yikes. Right? It's tough, man. It is tough. Dude, it's just like, what are we doing? Okay? What are we doing? And this thing of like, you keep saying, right? They keep saying that like, oh, you can't win elections unless you do it this way. But like, we're seeing people win elections doing it another way. And man, let's see some statewide wins, dude. Dude, I really want to see Troy Jackson and Abdul El-Sayed fucking win Maine and Michigan. We got to make this happen. All right, let's see what Pramila Jayapal says. Is it Jayapal or Jayapal? How do you pronounce her name? Is it Jayapal? It's Jayapal, isn't it? Dude. All right. So she said Democrats don't win by becoming Republican light. Voters aren't looking for a softer version of the other side. We can only win by looking for leaders who will actually fight for them. That means we win by actually standing for something. Medicare for all, housing is a human right, an economy that works for the people who built it, taxing billionaires and corporations that work against working people. Trust cannot be rebuilt with caution. It has to be rebuilt with conviction. Yeah, see, guys, here's where I agree. Okay, she does. She sees it because look at this, guys. If we become Republican light, when we do the Republican light, it's really easy for them to just say, well, they want men and women's sports. And then the Republican light candidate is forced to dodge the trans rights question because they don't want to say anything at all, or they say something cryptic that then leads everyone to resent having to vote for them because they're the only option out there, to where now nobody wants to give the Dem party any money. Everybody's thinking about like fracturing the fucking party. Okay? It puts you in a terrible position. Like, all of us just want to believe that we have some leaders that are fighting for something that's good for us. Okay? And guys, 9 times out of 10, I have been just voting to avoid the nastier fucking like option. And I am so tired of that. And can I show you something today, guys? Because I sort of went off on this ethno-state thing, all right? Because I'm pretty new to the whole ethno-state like microscope. But let me share something that got some of the like Zionist Dems mad at me today. In particular, one of the ones that has been arguing in my comments. But you ready? Check this out, guys, because these are fair questions. Okay, you ready? This, I'm telling you, this is totally fair here. Okay, it was this one. It says, so let me get this straight, guys. If the Democrats are for a Jewish ethno-state in the Middle East, are they against a Christian ethno-state in America? Or are they for a Christian ethno-state in America, just like MAGA is, but they want to control the Christian ethno-state and then make it seem like they're not as harmful to minorities? Because I don't see like how you can separate it. If you believe in a Jewish ethno-state being able to exist in the Middle East, you must agree that America needs to be a Christian ethno-state, which is why every Muslim candidate gets them irritated. Why, you know, they don't come to the defense of some of the squad members, right? You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, it's socialism or this or that, but I really think the Dems want a Christian ethno-state here. They just want to be the ones controlling it. And then they will like pretend like they're better for black people or for brown people or for women. But I mean, really? They never codified Roe v. Wade. You know what I'm saying? And they could have codified it in that 72 days they had the triple majority with fucking, they had 60 in the Senate during Obama. Why didn't they throw Roe through there real quick? Huh? You know? And so I'm like, yo, dude, that's really weird. Okay? Because you can't have it both ways. Now I went on and I said this. I said, I'm having a sneaking feeling that the Democratic Party wants the white Christian ethno-state here in America too. But they just want to be in charge of it. And now when I put the word white in there, like the fucking, this woman got like miffed by that. Okay. And she said, why are you spreading these lies? Well, first off, I wasn't spreading any lies. I was just having a sneaking suspicion. And then I said, well, a significant portion of my party is freaking out about Muslim candidates and candidates of color that believe in healthcare and shit. So something's going on. Don't gaslight me. And she said, you're gaslighting me, or you're gaslighting because the party whose base is black and Jewish voters like don't support a white ethno-state or whatever. And I'm like, well, explain to me how they support a Jewish ethno-state, but they're against a Christian ethno-state here. And then she went dark when I asked her that question. She didn't want to answer that question. And so, like, guys, something is amiss here, okay? I you know what I'm saying? Something is amiss that like there is some major objective of the Democratic establishment that we're not being told, okay? There is some, and I feel like it has to do with the fact that both of our parties want a Christian ethno-state here in America. They just want, the Dems just want to control it to have the illusion of freedom. Okay? Right? And I mean, I went and looked up Israel today and to see like how mixed is their government. All 39 cabinet ministers in Israel are Jewish, and there's like 120 to 11, okay? 120 Jewish members of their government, and like 11 that are Muslim and Christian. There's like 10 Muslim and 1 Christian or something. Okay, so it's 120 to 11. It's 90%. And 100% of the cabinet ministers are Jewish. And I'm like, wow, that sounds like America, where America, even with the two parties, we're still like 90% Christian. Okay, we are a Christian ethno-state here. And we pretend like we're not, guys, right? That's what's so weird is they both want to keep the Christian ethno-state thing going. And that's why these Muslim candidates or these candidates that believe in you know, non-Christian, like Christianity and capitalism are sort of tied hand in hand, guys, because America was founded by Calvinists. So capitalism is, when you think about it, guys, capitalism is like Christianity, okay? There's the chosen people up at the top that are, you know, and there's the supreme richest person or whatever. It is the same type of pyramid that Christianity is, which is a monotheistic ruler. You have one guy up at the top that has more power than everyone else, and everyone has to buck down underneath them. And capitalism is like, you know, it's connected to slavery. Slavery is deeply connected in these Abrahamic religions. I mean, dude, it's pretty crazy. Like it's pretty wild that like this shit I feel like is hitting me, that, you know, Democrat and Republican alike, I think we need to start thinking about getting like Christians and the Abrahamic religions out of our government, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we're never going to make good decisions for the people until we get rid of the Abrahamic religion people, right? I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but you had this woman, okay? And hear me out on this, okay? It's 𝗫ille, right? Right here, dude. Look at her, okay? Dana 𝗫ille from Michigan, okay? Look at what she said. She says she threatens to leave the Dem party if Israel becomes a litmus test. She says, I was Jewish before I was ever Michigan AG. I'm going to be Jewish afterwards. I'm Jewish before I was a member of the Dems. I'd be Jewish afterwards. Now, I don't want you to think this is a slam against Jewish people, guys, because it's not. This isn't about Jewish people at all. This is about all of the Abrahamic religions. If you have a Muslim representative or a Jewish representative or a Christian representative, they represent God, their God first, guys. They are there to do the work of their God. And the people they represent are secondary. Always. There's no way around it. I don't care who they are. Every Abrahamic religious person, their duty to their God comes before their duty to their constituents. So they are not there doing the work of the people who voted for them. They are there doing the work of whatever their religious work is. And that is a real fucking problem, guys. That is a real fucking problem. You know? And not the non-practicing, absolutely, but all the devout ones, everybody who's like quoting scripture and shit is doing this. And it's not just Republicans, guys. It's Democrats too. Christian Democrats are Zionists, right? They are. They're Zionists because they're serving God. They're using the U.S. government to try and bring about the rapture. I mean, it is fucking crazy shit, guys. I'm just having this realization that our government isn't serving us. They're serving their religious beliefs. Okay? That is why we're giving endless money to the Middle East. That is why we're endlessly in the war with the Middle East. That's why they're talking about Sharia law every time a Muslim wins a fucking school board race, okay? Because they're not fighting for us. They're fighting to prevent what they perceive to be a Muslim takeover of the U.S., right? And this is not just Republicans. Republicans are doing it more, way more intensely, but they're fucking doing it. The Democrats are doing this too. You know? Dude, it's crazy, right? Dude, my mind is blown, guys. All right, you ready? Speaking of Christians, though, I do want to say one more thing before we move on. Man, search for God but found religion instead. Let's go. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, let's go. I mean, religion is just the monetization and the political power, like, creation of God. That's what it is, guys. Religion is money and political power. That's what it is, guys. Both two things that take you away from any real connection with the energy of life. Okay, you ready? One thing I do want to say, though, before we move on, is I want to say today was Karoline Leavitt's last day. Okay, she stepped down today, but look at this, guys. Look at this. Watch this clip, guys.
Hey, Andreas, can you put them...
Look at that. Dude, Karoline Leavitt, she brought her kids, okay, to her last day at work, and her dad. Look at that. Her dad came down with her to, like, say goodbye to the podium, right? Look at that. Her dad showed up and was like, hey, I'm going to wish my daughter goodbye. Wish my daughter goodbye, dude. Dude, yeah, you like that? What a supportive dad. I love that. I wish my dad was that supportive. That's what I said. I mean, I don't like Karoline Leavitt at all, but it's pretty cool how her dad showed up to help her on her last day, right? That is so nice. Dude, isn't that sweet? Dude, let's go, dude. Oh, dude, that shit is blowing up. Dude, that's 2 hours ago. Oh, fuck, dude, that thing is blowing up. That's her dad. No, Ella, that's her husband. It could be her dad. That's her husband. Yeah, that's the joke, right? That's why that thing's blowing up. That's her husband. You know, the other thing I said today is we all know the real reason Karoline left the press secretary is because she can't change Trump's diaper anymore because she now has to change her husband's diapers. Dude. Oh, shit. Let's go. Oh, shit, guys. Her granddad. Yo, granddad. Yo, Karoline Leavitt, it's Political Punk here. Yo, I'm watching your video here, you with your babies. It's so nice of your dad to show up and wish you well on your new adventure. That's the father of your kids? You're fucking your dad? Why are you having sex with your dad? Oh, that's your husband. Oh, shit. All right, that's weird. All right, enjoy the diaper changes. You were a dirty ass liar, fake Christian. You will not be missed. All right, you're going to go down in the annals as one of the worst press secretaries we've ever had. A degenerate fake Christian liar, all right? Who's married her grandpa like a fucking weirdo, all right? Yep. Wait. I have to thank you for one thing, though. Like, the most viral tweet I ever had that crossed all platforms was me poking fun of you having a silver spoon in your ass, all right? So thank you for that. I appreciate it, all right? Yep, fuck you, bye-bye. I do have to thank her for that, guys. I had one, okay? I had one tweet about her, about the silver spoon, that went crazy. It started getting picked up on other platforms, and people I hadn't spoken to in years were sending me messages going, dude, why is your tweet coming up on my favorite, like, Instagram page? And it was this one, guys. You ready? It was the one where she talked about Gen Z silver spoon, it was this tweet where Karoline Leavitt says Gen Z has been born with silver spoons in their mouths. And I said she went to an expensive private high school, worked in the White House immediately out of college, then married a billionaire her daddy's age. What kind of spoon is that? And that fucking thing just blew the fuck up. So thank you, Karoline Leavitt. We do appreciate her for that. But dude, what a fucking weirdo she is, boss.
Hey, Andrews, can you put them? Keegan, can you put the microphones down, real quick?
Sorry.
All right. So cute. And then come this way so you're centered.
Dude, her husband is ugly, dude. Dude, what is going on? Her husband is ugly.
There we go.
Dude, I guess he's a billionaire, though. A stack of $1 billion looks pretty good, right?
Okay.
My God, beautiful family. Congratulations.
Dude, the kids are like, we're not smiling. She worked for a pedophile. Why the fuck would we smile? Right? The kids are like, I'm not smiling. This guy's a rapist.
Karoline, any words for your last day?
Thank you guys. Bye, Caroline.
Thank you, Caroline. Have a great day.
Dude, I have some words for your last day. You're a dirty liar. Oh, yeah. She's a dirty liar. Yeah, no, his bank account does look good. Dude, I want that bank account. Although I'd fucking just give most of that money away. Right? I don't need $1 billion. Let's go. Don't let the door hit you. She's technically Gen Z. Yeah. Well, dude, when was she born? She was born in 97. Yeah, I still consider that to be a millennial, right? 97. I don't know. I mean, I guess is it Gen Z? I guess it kind of is Gen Z, isn't it? Right? When does Gen Z start? 95? Is that when Gen Z starts? I thought Gen Z started around 2002. Gen Z started in, let's see, 15 to 28. So they're saying right around then. So Gen Z starts in 97 through 2012. All right. All right, that's what it is. And then after 2012 is Gen Alpha. 97 to 2012. Okay, so she is the start of Gen Z. I guess to me, guys, she always felt like a millennial. She did. Dude, she felt like a millennial. She felt like that weird gray area between there's like overlap, right? Like, for example, you know, I am, right? It's like I am Gen X, okay? And then my parents were boomers, but like Jenny's parents were born in like, you know, I don't know. Jenny's parents were born in like I think the late 50s. And so they're not boomers and they're not Gen X, but they're just this weird in-between thing, right? You know, you have like boomers, in-betweeners, Gen X, in-betweeners, millennials, in-betweeners, Gen Z, in-betweeners, right? That's kind of how I see it. There's always a weird age that's like right in the middle of there that's kind of like hard to define because they grow up in between the generations, right? You know, and like they're a little bit younger, you know. Her husband is 60. Late Gen X, early millennial. Boomers are all the way 63 to 64. I mean, I guess they are. I guess they are boomers. I guess my parents were like my parents are an older generation then that must be it, right? That my parents weren't boomers. My parents were like the silent generation, right? That must be it, right? My parents weren't baby boomers. Like my dad was born in 1934 and my mom was born in 1940. So my parents were like the silent generation. They were they were not boomers. All right. Dude, yeah, I'm always often a little off. GG's. All right. So there we go. That like, dude, the level of Hasan 𝗙𝗫 brain break is crazy. I mean, did you see what people were doing, guys? Like Ron Filipkowski, look at what people are tweeting. Look at what the Midas people are tweeting, guys. Right? I mean, dude, he's tweeting his own search results to show that he is not leaning into this bullshit. And let me just tell you guys, and Aaron Parnas did it too. Parnas did the same thing where he said, I'm not going into the 𝗙𝗫 stuff. Okay? He did the same shit, boss, where he said, I will not be engaging in the Hasan 𝗙𝗫 discourse. There are far too many important issues to report on, and that is not one of them. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay? And guys, let me just tell you, it's like, it is literally just the 𝗪𝗟 idiots. It is the AIPAC-funded, deeply Zionist 𝗪𝗟 idiots that are doing this Hasan shit because they're mad because Hasan 𝗙𝗫 started the movement that's dethroning them all. And they know it. They know it, dude. My God. Dude, in 15 years, nobody is going to vote for a pro-Israel fucking candidate on the left. Nobody. All right? In 15 years, 20 years, nobody on the left will fucking vote for a candidate that supports Israel. That is coming to an end, guys. It is over. It is over, man. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to be able to put the genie back in the bottle. They're not. Okay? Is Haley endorsing Abdul? She is. But like she's not the one behind this. Okay? She's not the one behind this. Is there what is going on, if you look at it, okay? If you, like, for example, there was 𝗙𝗪𝗀, okay? 𝗪𝗟 posted today, and look at what she posted, okay? She posted this, where she said, are all of these candidates, like, funded by AIPAC, essentially? Where was it? All right, let me just search my shit here. Right, it was, yeah, right here. Because Hasan, they made a list of everybody who's condemned Hasan. Okay? Right? Cory Booker, Jackie Rosen, Alyssa Slotkin, John Ossoff, John Fetterman, Hakeem, Brad Schneider, Haley Stevens, Josh Gottheimer, Hillary Skolton, Richie Torres, Greg Stanton, Jared Moskowitz, Austin Sloss, and Susie Lee. And she said, is every single one of these people paid by AIPAC? And it's like, yes. They are massively, okay? They are massively, like, funded by AIPAC. All of them are, okay? So what has been going on, guys, is Hasan 𝗙𝗫, along with Zoran Mamdani, Abdul El-Sayed, Daria Eliza, 𝗪𝗟 𝗪𝗟, Brad Lander, Chris Rabb, Angie Nixon, all of these uprising fucking, AOC and Bernie sort of DSA adjacent candidates started winning and started performing. Francesca Hong almost won in Wisconsin, right? So you had this huge uprising of both, hey, we're done with the Israel money and we want healthcare, we want education, we want some socialist bennies in our government and taxing the billionaires. Now, the AIPAC funded people are also pro fucking, you know, the military industrial complex, AIPAC, and out of control, like billionaire capitalism. They're all tied together. Okay. All of that shit is tied together. It's about oil and land and billions. Okay. And weapons. And right, because it's about imperialist power. So they want to both try to gut Hasan Piker, make him the dangerous sacrificial lamb. They're trying to make him like, you know, a KKK member or like Nick Fuentes or something, which he is not. But they are trying, they're lying, okay? We're going to look at somebody right here in a minute who's flat out, they're lying. But they are trying to use the anti-Semitism tag, and they're trying to say that he's racist. He doesn't like black people. They're mostly going after the anti-Semitism and the racism, and they're trying to say he hates women and all this shit. But then what they're going to do is they want to then tie him to every progressive candidate. If you want Medicare for all, they're going to try to tie you to the demon Hasan Piker. That's what they want to do. Okay? The AIPAC, fucking health insurance, big pharma, fucking military industrial complex is trying to make it so they can woke their own party. Okay? Right? Except instead of woke, it's like you're anti-Semitic. But they're going to try to tie Hasan. He's the demon. Oh, you went on Hasan's show. You fucking like did an appearance with Hasan. Then they're going to try to kill all the progressives because the progressives have started acquiring power. So now, guys, what essentially is going on, America may need some kind of coalition to recover. Let's go to sugar. So now, guys, we literally, yes, what Anne-Marie said, we're in a war now for the Democratic Party. Okay, that's what's really happening. There is a war for what is the Democratic Party. Is the Democratic Party a AIPAC, Boeing, Lockheed, fucking Blue Cross Blue Shield, fucking, right? You know, fucking Sackler funded corporate machine, or is the Democratic Party a party for the people? It's a war now. It is a fucking war. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a war too. And it may get ugly, okay? It may get ugly. This is all a nothing burger. He's not running for office. I know, Bill. You're not wrong. This has nothing to do with anything, but this is exclusively about them trying to kneecap the power of the progressive movement, guys. That's all that's going on. Because, guys, can I show you 2024? Okay, look at this, guys. Watch what MSNBC was doing to Hasan in 2024. You ready? Watch this video. This shit's gonna blow your mind, guys. This was September of 2024. 1 month before the election. You ready? Here we go. Look at this.
Well, you might have heard of the streaming platform Twitch. It was once really known as a platform to watch people play video games like Fortnite. But now there's a new genre on the site, political commentary.
That's right. This is how millions of Gen Zers and millennials are keeping up with the latest election news. NBC News digital reporter 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗍 is here with more on one specific person on this site. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, guys. So Hasan Piker's channel is called 𝗙cie𝗶𝗍𝗏, and he shared with me that a lot of his audience members are feeling frustrated right now with all the ups and downs of this political year, but they're still wanting to stay informed and keeping up with him in a non-traditional way. Take a look at some of our conversation.
Hasan Piker is not your typical political commentator.
Yeah, I am being patronizing. I don't know who the
you are.
You might think of Twitch as a site for gamers, but now millions of people also watch streamers watching the news on the platform instead of traditional TV. And 70% of those users under the age of 35.
Hasan is the biggest political commentator on Twitch.
Hasan's channel, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗏, was the third most streamed channel globally on Twitch as of August 2024, drawing in over 114 million views and 2.7 million subscribers.
𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗏, he kind of pioneered the space for the style of political coverage he does.
He provides commentary and answers questions live 8 hours a day, 7 days a week for newsy events like the last presidential debate.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening.
So we spent a few days with Hasan to get his perspective on what Gen Z wants.
If politicians want to appeal to Gen Z, it's not about the memes and streams. It's just like communicate to them that they are worthy of attention and that their desires are valid and that you're actually going to do something.
With 10% of voters under 30 saying they won't be voting in November and 67% of them saying the country is going in the wrong direction, according to our NBC News Stay Tuned poll, both Dems and Republicans are looking for ways to draw this bloc to the voting booth.
A lot of young people, maybe first-time voters, were completely activated in a major way during Black Lives Matter. They were out in the streets, they were protesting, they did the activism, they did the voting, they voted for Joe Biden won, and then what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing changed in a significant way. It probably discourages a lot of people.
Twitch's audience is largely young men, a demographic that nationally is trending more conservative, according to a poll by Reuters. As streamers like Aiden Ross, who interviewed Donald Trump in August on Kick, appealed to this group.
And do you know what the hits are yet? Do you know?
Hasan is a prominent voice on the left and even streamed from this year's Democratic National Convention.
The way that people depict the left online in these spaces was cartoonish, hysterical, woke scold, like social justice warrior. And I felt like there was no one really representing just like a normal dude who just doesn't want to be an asshole to like random marginalized people, you know what I mean?
Where do you see your role fitting into that? Are you trying to engage the young viewers watching your stream? Are you trying to encourage them to vote?
I think voting is the least important, most consequential thing you can do. It's not the end all be all. I always stress people to vote, of course, but that's not like all these like get out to vote initiatives. They're silly. It's just, if you want to make people vote, you got to offer them something, either party.
Hasan says his goal is to entertain and educate young people while trying to limit the number of folks online from blindly believing misinformation and falling into hateful communities. And he said Twitch has moved on from just gamer bros.
There were a lot of diverse gamers from different backgrounds, but they were not necessarily being represented in terms of their politics. All these like center-right and centrist figures were basically leaning further and further in the right in their politics. Okay. If I can get 100 people to not go down that pipeline and instead be normal about trans people and stop breaking their own brains, like constantly thinking about trans people and what they're up to, then that's good. That's a success for me.
So, Maya, I'm wondering if you guys talked about any specific issues, like ones that really matter to young people this election and what Hasan says about them on his channel.
Yeah, so he mentioned that cost of living is obviously a huge concern for his audience. They say that they're really pessimistic about their financial future. That's something we've seen reflected in our own NBC News data, but also this Harvard Youth poll that was recently released. It said that majority of voters 18 to 29 support things like a cap on prescription drugs. 66% support eliminating taxes on tips. Healthcare, another big issue, with majority supporting a nationwide law to legalize abortion, and 55% supporting a $25,000 being given to first-time homebuyers. Savannah.
All right, Maya Eglin, thank you so much.
See, you know what's interesting, though, is they didn't mention Gaza at all, which is like, right? Because it's NBC. They didn't talk about the one issue that was literally grinding the entire Democratic Party and the world. You notice how they just skipped over that, right? But there was nothing there about Hasan being anti-Semitic, being fucking racist, right? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, what's interesting too is these policy proposals were basically Kamala Harris's platform, right? You may have also noticed that, like, oh, Gen Z It wants the exact things that Kamala's offering. You know, so they did leave out some pretty touchy shit here, some major shit. But what I did want to notice is how they portrayed him as like he's energizing. He's a voice on the left. He's a good guy. He's like doing a great job. He's not dangerous at all. But guys, they did this because they were courting. They were trying to win over. They were trying, like, the whole 2024, the Democratic establishment was mad that Hasan didn't just go balls to the wall for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Okay, they were mad at all of the left-wing content creators. But now they are smearing him like he is the devil. They are smearing him with right-wing lies, okay? With right-wing lies. But guys, one of the things that is going on is like Hasan, he's not the end-all be-all, but he mobilized, okay? They mobilized. They won big races, okay? 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗧 beating Haley Stevens is like a stick of dynamite going off in a Honda Civic. Okay, let me just tell you, that was the most money ever spent in a fucking primary, $70 million on Haley Stevens, and they lost to 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗧 because of young people on the ground, boots on the ground, no money, people going door to door, making appearances, okay? The young people getting out there. Unbelievable. Angie Nixon did the same thing in Florida. The DNC between Platner, Nixon, and 𝗪𝗪𝗪, and then Francesca Hong almost won in Wisconsin. A straight-up socialist almost won the Democratic primary in Wisconsin, okay? Dude, the DNC... the AIPAC-funded DNC, they have alarm bells going off. Like, what the fuck, dude? Dude, these people used to win, like, a House district in New York City, right? You would have somebody like that. You would have 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗧 would win in a tiny district in New York or Seattle or Portland or Los Angeles. But there's no fucking way they would... Alyssa Slotkin is the other senator, okay? She's a CIA, AIPAC ghoul, crypto industry, right? Like immigration enforcement, that's who won in Michigan. And now you have a Muslim Medicare for all guy who fucking won in Michigan. He hasn't won the general yet, but guys, oh my God, like the DNC, they're like the AIPAC funded DNC, their brains are fucking melting. Like they opened the ark at the end of Indiana Jones. You know what I'm saying? They are flipping the fuck out. They are freaking, guys. Freaking. Dude. And they should be, you know, they should be. And you know who's kind of, it's not all because of Hasan, okay? It's not because of Hasan, guys. To be honest, I feel like it started with Mamdani, okay? It started with Bernie 10 years ago. And then AOC kicked it into high gear and the squad. And certainly they've been carrying the torch for a while. And then you had people like Fetterman and Sinema that have turned away people from the fake progressive, the corporate Dems. But then Mamdani really blew it wide open, okay? And then Hasan, because of Mamdani, Hasan then hit his boots on the ground, and he energized people in Wisconsin and Michigan, and like, so, dude, they're just picking Hasan because he's the easy target, guys, okay? And it's not because Hasan is bad, okay? Let me just say, you ready? I said it today. I tweeted about it, okay, just for the record. And then we're going to move on. I know we're spending a little extra time on this, but I think this is important, though. We're in an evolution. But I tweeted something here about streaming, okay? And it was this one, okay? Because I've been a streamer, guys, for 7 years now. Okay, I've made my living 100% streaming for 7 years, 7 days a week, just about for 7 straight years. Okay, and many times when I was gaming, I was doing 16 hours a day. Okay, now when you are a live streamer, you're interacting with chat, you go off on tangents, you just talk and talk and talk, you discover things, you get hyperbolic. You just whatever, like shit gets out of control. It's part of the deal. Now, politicians and newscasters and journalists, they never speak for more than a minute without a script, okay? They are reading speeches, they are reading copy, they are asking preordained, prefabricated questions. They are not riffing at all, okay? If you took any politician out there, the squeakiest clean guy, and you had that politician talk about America and politics and the issues for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for 5 years, you would have 100 clips of shit they said that would be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Right? I mean, the more you talk about shit, the more you rage, get carried away, get angry live on camera, you're going to say stupid shit. It's just part of the deal, okay? Now, because Donald Trump just rambles and goes off script the whole time, there's been a merging of the off the cuff with the political world, okay? Now, there's a good side to it. Somebody like Hasan can become a political force. I can have a career as a political person now where you couldn't 20 years ago. But Hasan is the easy target because Hasan has 1 million viral clips. So they can just go look for the bad viral clips and be like, aha, here you go, right? So that's why they're going after him, okay? I mean, I don't believe he's anti-Semitic. I don't believe he is racist. I don't believe he is anti-LGBTQ or like misogynist. I don't believe he is like that. Now, I do agree, okay? I do agree that Hasan is edgy and aggressive and would like a revolution, okay? There's no doubt he wants a revolution. But I'm not going to vote for Hasan to be president. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, it's the same way, guys, that I don't want 435 representatives from the DSA, but I wouldn't mind having 175 from the DSA, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think there's wrong with having some revolutionaries. I think they're really important, you know? You know what I'm saying? I do. I mean, what I think is really crazy, that's to me is wild, is Hasan is like way more studious. You know what I'm saying? Like he's way more studious than like Benny Johnson or Tim Pool, right? But Benny Johnson is like fucking, you know what I mean? Like, give me a break. Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, they took Russian money. They're Russian propagandists. And they're hanging out at the president all the time. Laura Loomer, come the fuck on, bro. You got Laura Loomer. Dude, Trump had dinner with fucking Nick Fuentes. And he's like getting his knob polished by Laura Loomer. And you want to talk about Hasan Piker? Like, fuck you, boss. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Dude, yes. And most of the time, when you hear Hasan saying something really outrageous, he is responding to chatters, okay? He is responding to chatters. People go in there and they say outlandish shit, and then he mocks them and says outlandish shit and blah, blah, blah. But that's what streaming is, guys. Somebody comes in and says outlandish shit, and you tell them off, and you blow up at them, and you say outlandish shit back. But now they're trying to take those little moments across 10 years, because what I said is this: you can't clip 5 seconds of us and be totality, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't clip us out of context because we're responding to chatters. If you take something I say that's outrageous, you got to show the chatter I'm responding to and why I was being outrageous. Otherwise, you're full of shit, you know? You know what I'm saying? Now, that doesn't mean Hasan is right about everything, okay? I think on some shit he's, you know, not always right, but he certainly is studious and educated and thoughtful in the stances he takes. And the right-wing content creators are abrasive, they're liars, they're deceitful, and they're criminal. And we're going after a thoughtful one in our ranks because they want to kneecap the progressive movement, guys. They want to kneecap it. They can't kneecap Mamdani. He's got a 69% approval rating. Dude, yeah. Dude, Hutch is just jealous, okay? Make no bones about it, guys. Okay? Hutch is he didn't want to be bald, okay? He wants to be much bigger than he is. And unfortunately, being a fucking Joe Biden suck-off isn't going to, like, blow you up because who's your fucking audience, right? So he's safe, and all he can really do is attack people online on Twitter and spend all day attacking them because it's safe, right? He's not boots on the ground. He's not going to run for office, and he's never going to be as big as Hasan, ever. And so I think he's really bothered by that. Dude, he is cringe, dude. Dude, I shouldn't have been so nice to him. I was pretty nice to the guy, but if I ever talk to him again, I'm not going to be nice. You know? And I mean, guys, listen to me. Okay? Are there Hamas terrorists? Yes. Are there Hezbollah terrorists? Yes. Are there Israeli terrorists? Yes. Are there American terrorists? Yes. Okay? You know what I mean? That's just it. I'm like, I'm not going to say Hamas is great because there's a lot of terrorism that happens from Hamas, but there's terrorism that happens from Netanyahu. The USA has been committing terrorism for like 100 years. We're committing it right now, dude. In Iran and threatening Canada, threatening to take Greenland, kidnapping a world leader, right? You know what I'm saying? Like toppling governments. I mean, we're warring in Iran right now. In 1953, we did a coup of Iran because they were going to nationalize their oil. And we were like, fuck that. We want that oil. You're not nationalizing your oil. So we did a coup of Iran. And guess what, dude? That was in 1953, 73 years later, we're still at war over there, you know? And like, so the thing is when we judge the Hamas terrorists and the Hezbollah terrorists out of the lens of the American terrorists and the Israeli terrorists and the Russian terrorists, like we do have to like have a full view of this thing, okay? We can't just say, oh my God, those terrorists are so bad. Like, yeah, they're bad, but so have we been bad. Okay, go to Cuba and see what the American terrorism has done to that country, right? I mean, it's fucking ravaged, dude. And that's like not even counting J6. Yeah, I mean, J6 is bad here too, but like, dude, ICE was shooting American citizens. That's terrorism, man. You know? So I'm not going to defend Hamas, but I'm also not going to act like Hamas is the only fucking, I'm not going to act like the U.S. hasn't been a terrorist the same way that Hamas is. Okay, that's a reality. I'm not defending Hamas. I'm not saying they're fucking good guys, but I'm saying we're equally bad as them and have been many times throughout history. So, You know what I'm saying? Dude, dude, right? So that's the thing that, like, you got to keep a fucking, we got to keep a legitimate, like, you know, a realistic look at what terrorism is, guys, and imperialism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in LA, and man, I grew up in Glendale, California, and the Glendale police were fucking terrorists, guys. They shot kids 20 fucking times for nothing, and nothing happened to them, right? Somebody would move and lift their hand up, and the Glendale police would fucking gun them down, and nothing would happen to them. Every time you ran into a Glendale cop, you knew he might fucking shoot your ass. And they were terrorists, guys. And there are cops in every city that are like that, you know? You know what I'm saying? I got some shit in the chat. Right? What do we got in the chat? Do we see? Right? Dude, what I'm saying bad? You got some fuck shit? I don't see anything going bad in the chat. What's the bad shit? Tell me what the bad is. Yeah, no, I don't see anything bad. Scroll up. But what am I looking for? Just say what the words are. What did they say that I'm looking for? Right? Instead of just saying scroll up. Yeah, I didn't see anything bad. Don't. I mean, sometimes people get heated. Even when disagreeing. Oh, there's some bad actors. Oh, yeah, no. I mean, guys, we're definitely going. We're definitely going to, you know, like, we're gonna go through a, right? We're going to go through a little bit of an adjustment period. Things are really serious, but dance party? Yeah, let's do a dance party. Dude, no, we're going to go. I mean, I haven't seen anything terrible, but if you guys see something terrible, just tell me what they said and we'll figure it out. But I haven't seen anything terrible, but sometimes things do slip through. All right, let's do a dance party goal. Let's get it. Dude, guys, I'll be honest, okay? I'll be honest that I am experiencing, got here late, hope show's been good. It has been, Ethan. I'm experiencing a little personal grief, okay? I am, guys. I'm experiencing some personal political grief because I have been just a party line, straight blue. If investigate some things and investigate and don't investigate others. But I've always been a straight blue party line, knowing that they're better than the Republicans. And I never really had to have a conscience about it because I'm a white guy. Okay. So I've been able to live in that straight party line, like, world of not having to investigate deeper. Just, oh, they're blue, I vote blue. And I support the party no matter what. Civil Rights Act, right? Pro-abortion, right? You know, gay rights. But guys, I'm watching my party that I have defended. Those of you who've watched me in 2024, dude, I have Kamala Harris merchandise, guys. I have Kamala Harris merchandise. I still have a Kamala Harris Tim Walz sign on my front porch. Okay, it's not displayed to anyone, but it's like when I look out my window, I can see it. Okay, I was a pro-party, pro-Biden, pro-Kamala. I voted for Hillary in the primary, guys. I loved Bernie, loved his energy, loved his revolution. I didn't vote for him, but I thought we'd merge with Bernie. Okay, I thought the Dems would merge with Bernie, and then we didn't. And then Gaza happened. And then the Genocide Joe stuff happened. And then Joe Biden stayed in too long. And then Kamala Harris didn't distance herself. And then we lost to Trump. And I'm like, fuck, bro. And then Mamdani came around and I'm like, God damn, I love Zoran Mamdani. And then I watched a whole bunch of Dems that I used to love attack Zoran Mamdani. And I'm like, why are they attacking him? Wait, why are they attacking the people who want Medicare for all? I thought our goal was Medicare for all. Oh, wait a second. Maybe our goal isn't. And now in the last 2 years, I have watched progressives that I like gain power. And even as they're gaining power, my party is trying to squash them instead of partnering with them. And so I'm grieving. Because I'm like, dude, what the fuck do I do? You know what I mean? Like, I like the Dem Party, but I like the DSA too. And I'm not going to be in a Dem Party that crushes the DSA. I need to be in a Dem Party that's going to partner with the DSA, or I don't want to be in the Dem Party. I want to burn the Dem Party down, okay? It's fine if we crush MAGA, but if you want to crush Medicare for all and free college and taxing billionaires and you know, taking care of climate change, and you want to crush like getting rid of private equity, if you want to crush all that, then you are not fucking on the left at all, you know? So I am grieving right now because I'm like, holy shit, dude. What are we doing? And nobody spoke up for trans rights. Okay, Donald Trump, guys, I watched the NFL. Donald Trump ran them anti-trans commercials around the clock in every NFL game, and nobody on the left even spoke up against it. Nobody did. And now what's happening? Transgender people are getting told that maybe they're going to get put in jail for a felony charge if they have if a trans woman has a license with an F on it. Like, what the fuck, dude? And nobody in my party fucking fought back against that, right? Stop taking the black voters for granted. We tired? Yes! Yes, me money. I agree. Dude, think about the black voters. They've been voting for the Dems, and now the Voting Rights Act just got gutted. What the fuck, bro? Every black Democrat in the South is going to be out of a job in 2 years. That's how good the Democratic Party has done, boss. And they're going to blame it on the Republicans, but like, yo, we're losing to the Republicans because you don't stand for anything. You know what I'm saying? Dude, let's fucking go, dude. Do Wall Day with the 5 gifted. So I'm grieving a little bit, guys. Okay? I am grieving a little bit right now because I'm not sure, 2 years ago my future felt certain, and now I'm not so sure. Dude, May Money, thank you for the fucking membership. Oh, got you. Just heated? Yeah, I think heated's okay as long as we're respectful. But I will say this though, guys. Some people are getting mad at me, okay, because I'm like a little bit of my disenchantment with the Democratic Party is making some people mad at me, okay? I mean, I've had a mixture of like Hasan fans and, more straight Dem Party fans. And so I think the straight Dem Party fans are getting a little bit upset with some of my disillusionment. But like, guys, I'm not making this up. Okay? I am not making it up. I have watched people that I love get skewered by people in the political environment that I also loved. Okay? Like that Shannon Watts thing, guys. That Shannon Watts thing, like, really fucked me up. I know everybody's like making fun of her because she blocks people, but like, guys, I had mad respect for Shannon Watts. Okay? Hasan Piker, like, went to one of her events in 2018 and was a spokesperson there. And I mean, dude, she's fighting against gun deaths, but wants to feed money to Israel bombs. How? How do you do that? How? Fred Gutenberg the same way. How can you have your daughter die in a school shooting and you want to give Netanyahu money to kill kids in Palestine? How do you do that, guys? There's no way. Okay? And I mean, I've been following Shannon Watts for years. Okay? And she she followed me for a long time too. And she just like completely fucking turned on me. And it's like, whoa. And she's turning on a whole bunch of other people that I admire, like people that are the reason I even do political commentary at all. And it's all because they want to fund war criminals, guys. Okay? Netanyahu is a war criminal. 𝗏𝗢𝗄𝗅 is a fucking war criminal, dude. You know? Like, dude, this is crazy, man. So I'm grieving a little. Democracy isn't lost in a single day. It's eroded step by step. When elites compromise, opposition splits, institutions fall silent, remembering history, strongest duty to safeguard. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. You're a fan of Kyle and Crystal, pissed at them for the Plattner shit. Why? Because they supported Plattner? Or because they haven't apologized? Dude, I got roped into Plattner at the end. I mean, I didn't trust him in the beginning. Then I went with the main voters, and then it all blew up. But like, you know, what are you going to do, man? You know, you believe in people. People right now, we're believing in platforms. It's not going to be perfect. You know? But, you know, dude, I don't know, you know, because there's a part of me that there's a part of me that wonders if what the way out is. Okay. Because you can do a progressive takeover of the Democratic Party, or the progressives can walk and they can start a progressive party and let the country go to shit for 12 years and let us really like go into the shitter and then rebuild it after that, because people will start coming to the progressive party as life gets worse and worse and worse. I feel like if we can just, you know, stop the flow of money to the Middle East and work towards healthcare, that maybe we can avoid it if we pick a couple policies, but I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Dude, fucking stop stupidity. Let's go. Thank you, boss. You had that happen with the trans woman? Yeah, no, I get it. Dude, I've had it happen. Like, it's crazy. It happened with Shannon Watts. It happened with Brianna Wu, too. Dude, she's gone batshit. Like, dude, over this stuff. There is something about like the Israel thing really gets people activated. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. I don't get it. You know, when it's like, I just want to stop bombing. Voters have been betrayed by the third way Dems. Dude, the third way, they fucking blocked me, bro. Right? They did. Like, who is the third way guy? Right? Dude, where is it? There's a third way guy. Who is the main third way guy? What is a third way Twitter? Somebody from third way, a third way thing, they blocked me. Oh, is that it? No. There is a third way person that fucking zapped me, dude. I don't know who it was. I wish I knew who the third way people are. Is it this guy? Yeah, there it is. I knew it was one of them, dude. Right? There it is. It's Matt Bennett. Yeah. Yeah. Dude. It's, yeah. I mean, there's just a lot going on. Dude, they're talking about a food crisis. Right? Dude. May Money said, no, but for real, Democrats need to take black people more seriously. Clearly, they're leaning toward immigrant votes aren't working because they want to be white adjacent. Yeah. Yeah, dude, something's going on, guys. Okay? Like, I think some type of political realignment needs to fucking happen, boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do need to have a political realignment. It's coming. Okay? It's coming. Dude. Like, dude, there's a political realignment that's coming because there's just been such a failure, you know? You know what I'm saying? I mean, guys, here's the thing that's really crazy about it. Like, you know, the Affordable Care Act was great, but it was like a transition. Okay? If we let capitalism continue to accumulate wealth into the hands of a smaller and smaller number of white billionaires, people of color are never going to get taken care of. Okay? You cannot have white billionaires and the military industrial complex have the power and then the people of color be taken care of. There's just no way, okay? Because if you militarize the police, the people of color die, okay? The prisons, for-profit prisons, those prisons get filled with black bodies, okay? You heard Tupac, okay? He was talking about the prisons, right? They're filled with bodies, and those bodies are blacks. Okay? That is it, guys. If we become more into policing and we become more into funding the fucking whatever Middle East imperialism and we let white men become bigger and bigger billionaires, the black people are not going to get theirs. There's no fucking way. You cannot do those things simultaneously. It's just, it is the antithesis of it. Okay, like I feel like billionaires are moving us back towards slavery, and it's going to be people of color and the homeless are just going to be the people who can't afford to live. Like we're returning, and you notice these billionaires now want AI and they want robot factories because it's like we're returning to slavery by allowing slave owners called billionaires and trillionaires to have all of the political power. Okay? So, dude, it's fucked up, you know? And Louisiana is starting it right now. You may or may not have seen this, but you may have seen Louisiana. They're in the news because of, look at this. Louisiana Republicans pass a bill criminalizing homelessness. There you go, guys. That's where it starts. Make it so expensive that a significant portion of the world can't survive. Criminalize them when they become homeless. And then you have slavery again. 13th Amendment in the jails. Boom. Robot factories, homeless slaves in prison, and you know, a small contingent of white people with a ton of money living in fucking penthouses, guys. That's the future that we're fucking heading towards, you know? You know what I mean? I mean, dude, it sounds garish, but it is. But like, dude, I've been talking about this for a long time, how I think there's going to be a 2-level society, people who can afford to live and people that get like an indigent marker or something, and then you become a prisoner at that point, right? Dude, 𝗙Punk, let's go! Because there's going to be robots. They're not going to need that many jobs, and they'll fill the necessary jobs with convicts. Pine Box Dance Party, let's go! You know? Dude? And so this is why you want to abolish these prison systems, because this is not good, guys. Not good, guys. No bueno. Right? This is no bueno. You know? All right, guys. Dude, we need 26 and 12. All right? We had a good long introductory talk. We're going to cover a couple topics. But let's get this dance party going. All right? I'm sorry. I know I'm all over the map. But guys, I'm off sugar. I'm going insane. And I am... I'm gonna be a little insane for the next couple weeks because I'm going off sugar. And though, guys, I'm grieving my political party because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with it. Okay, the political realignment and you know, like what's going on with the establishment politics in my political party. Y'all poor white people thought you all were exempt. Nope. Dude, let's go. Me money. Dude, I feel like the, you know, like we got to rise up. We do have to rise up. Okay? We do. We got to rise up. We may have to break some eggs. I'm going to have one more Red Bull Zero. I mean, I don't know. The Red Bull Zero, it's got the caffeine, but it doesn't give me the sugar rush. Dude, the sugar rush was a part of it. So I'm gonna modify my shit. Giving up is what they want us to do. We're not giving up, 𝗙cie. All right? I don't give up, boss. Tommy the commie now? Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, I fucking Tupac, man. That one song, what is it? It's the fucking song, is it Better Days? Yeah, Better Days by Tupac. Holy shit, dude. Is that it? No, that's not it. It's the Life Goes On, I think. Life Goes On. That song fucks me up, bro. No, that's not it. No, that's a good song, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. What's the song I'm thinking of, bro? It's got a woman singing in the choruses. There's one of his songs. Changes. That's what it is. Right? It is Changes. Yes. Right? With the woman singing. Yeah. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? right? Tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. And it's got that beautiful chorus. Dude, we got to start making changes. Dude, that song fucks me up, man. Oh my God, that song, dude, is like, dude, and when did that come out? When did Changes come out? Right? I wish we could listen to it right now, but I don't. Oh, 98. There's no fucking way, dude. It came out during Clinton. Bro, right? It was released in 98 on the album Changes, right? It came out during Clinton, bro. Fucking A, dude. Already during Bill Clinton. Of course it did. Of course it did. Dude, the 90s were fucking brutal for people of color. And for white people, we were like, oh my God, it's so good. Dude, he was so far ahead of his time. Right? Dude. Yeah. And he's a hero, yes. Dude. It's just the way it is. Yeah, no, that shit is fucking crazy. All right. All right, guys. 23, baby. 23 and 7. Dude, we're going to have to get this. If we're getting a dance, let's get it. Dude, we got 7 minutes, baby. Dear Mama? I don't think I've heard that song. You put some of these links to some of these songs in Discord in the music section. Right? He would have been a fantastic leader. Dude, he would have. Dude, I wish fucking Cardi B would run for office. I'm serious. Dude, every time I see her talk, she is like, she seems dialed, you know? You know what I mean? Tupac was black people's Kurt Cobain. Oh, dude, that makes sense. No, that makes sense, man. You and Cardi are born on the exact same day. Let's go. Dude, I love Cardi. Dude, I love her. See, you know what's fucked up, guys? Is, and I get this sometimes too, if you don't talk eloquently or like a nerd, people think you're not smart, right? And that fucking really makes me mad. And dude, Cardi B gets that a lot, where people like act like because she talks the way she talks, because, you know, she did some sex work and she's, you know, has a lot of street smarts. People think she ain't fucking smart, you know, but she is smart as hell. You're born October 11th. I'm 10/22. Let's go. I'm 10/22. Dude, I love it. 22 away, guys. Dude, 𝗙𝗆unk says, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀, Hail Mary featuring the Outlaws. Dude, put links in the music channel in Discord, guys. I'll check it out. I'll do a listening party later. Right? Clip of him is awesome. Put that in Discord. I wanna fucking, dude, of what? This is a clip of what? Tupac? No music? All right. What do we got? Four minutes.
Hours. And I don't mean by like hours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet,
there's like, it's like reparations, guys. You know, I mean, dude, hello. I know 𝗵𝗚𝗡𝗆 has been talking about this, but like, dude, we need black reparations. We need native reparations. There could even be women reparations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it would just be some type of the government acknowledging the wrongs it committed on the people and making an effort, right? There's a thing you do in AA where, like, you know, you make amends, and it's the act of making amends. The amend itself doesn't fix anything necessarily, but the act of making amends creates an energy that is just healing, right? It is. If we did reparations, it doesn't matter if you never owned slaves. It doesn't matter whatever if you had been a slave. What it just means is you're acknowledging the fucking wound, and then you're doing something to fucking make the wound right, okay? And it would have a huge, deeply rippling healing effect, right? It would. And I feel like it has to start with we've got to do it with black reparations, and we've got to do it with the native reparations. Like, it has to be done, man. And I don't feel like we're going to move forward until we do. Like, because both of those groups, dude, we took all the land, killed the food supply, and fucking put all the natives into these tiny reservations. And yeah, we gave them casinos, right? But, like, dude, that just fucking multiplied their problems. I think they might need to have some land reparations, actually. Like, maybe we don't need to give them financial reparations. Maybe they need to be given some more land. We need to give some of the land back. But we definitely need to do reparations for black people, because we literally, like, you know, it was like a spiritual genocide with what we did with slavery and Jim Crow and segregation. And we literally, like America's never going to move beyond those wounds until we do it. It's like we have to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we have a minute and a half, dude. We need 22. 1.5, baby.
Youth, or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help, because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, you know, everybody need a little help on their way to being, you know, self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about the album, about the Special Olympics. Everybody need a little something, and they to be independent.
Dude, and I mean, he's so, like, when you think about it, he's so not wrong. Like, he made this in fucking, what was it, 1992. Okay, in 1992, white Americans in America had been accruing wealth and passing it down to their kin for like 350 years. Okay, in 1992, black Americans had been accruing wealth and passing it down to their kin for like 10 years. Literally 10 fucking years. Like no black people got loans for shit up until the fucking 80s. And even then it was like hard as fuck. But I'm talking like nobody, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, what the fuck, man? And we don't even think about that. People are like, oh, slavery's over. It's like, oh, sure, slavery was over. But like black people haven't been able to get home loans. You know what I'm saying? And if they could only get a home loan in a zip code where the home's going to lose value. Right? So they buy a home and then it's worth less than what they bought it for because they live in a neighborhood where the financial investment in it is just being strangled. And they did that for, 100 fucking years, bro. You know what I mean? Bear Stearns, remember? Let's go. Thank you, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆𝗆. You know what I'm saying? AI gonna snitch all the chats now. Keep it clean. Dude, let's go. All right, so we got 2 more. So, dude, we got to reset. We ran out of time. We got to reset for 20. I'm going to let this play while I reset it.
Independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork, and you learn cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then he need to help him. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it need to be real. And it need to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets.
Yeah, dude, think of how stupid that is. That's what we do here. Play the lotto, and if you get lucky, you win $100 million. Now the lotto's like $1 billion. Okay? It's like a fucking billion, bro. All right, you ready? Let's reset. We need 20, guys. We need 20. I'm doing 15 minutes. And then we're going to hit this, see if we can get it, and then I'm fucking out. We're going to cover a couple topics real quick. Dude, I love you, Tupac, but we got to bounce. Dude, we'll revisit with you. Somebody was asking about the Rodney King attack, okay? And that was on what was the day of the beating? It was March 3rd, 1991 was the date. March 3rd, Rodney King. I knew it was in the spring. And then 92 was like the trial and all that shit, and that's when shit got crazy. So March 3rd of 91, which is wild, guys, because when you think about it, you love Oakland for the diversity. You're so blessed. Dude, I had some good times in Oakland, May Money. I did. All right, 19 away, guys. I did. I used to play the Stork Club, okay? And that's so crazy because Rodney King, because Smells Like Teen Spirit came out in September of 91, right? Right? That was September 10th of 91, right? Is when Smells Like Teen Spirit came out. Nirvana's album came out in the fall of 91. And then they played on Saturday Night Live, and then it blew up. And by January of 92, it had deposed Michael Jackson from the charts. Like in 3 months, it became the #1 record. Dude, it was crazy. It happened so fast, which is wild because you know, Geffen didn't even think Nirvana's record was going to do good. Like, they didn't even have an advertising budget for it. They just put it out onto some radio and made some posters, and literally 3 months later, it was a #1. Like, they didn't do anything. It just fucking exploded. But I think it's because of that rage, like, between 91 and 92 was like rage. I mean, guys, for me, watching Rodney King, like, it fucked me up, dude. It fucked me up. Because during 92, I was rooting for the rioters, guys. Let me just tell you, okay? I was rooting for the fucking, like, I was not rooting for the cops, man. You know, that shit was like, bro, dude, it was like, what the fuck? Because it was like, you know, people of color had been talking about like this shit, and you heard it and you just didn't want to believe it because you're like, oh man, but you're seeing all these signs that kind of like, shit, man. And then you see it on camera, and the cruelty and the ruthlessness, and you're just like, oh my God, it was like everything they've ever said is right. And then, yeah, and then the guys get off, dude. And these guys were fucking racist, Nazi pieces of shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And like, because you're conditioned, guys, okay? Like, you're conditioned. I mean, we forget that. In the 70s and the 80s, white people were heavily conditioned, you know, and especially when you grew up in a small town, right? You're like, oh, I know racism exists, but it can't possibly be that bad, right? But then you see it, and you're seeing it with the people that you were taught were the good guys. And it literally just fucking flipped, like it flipped every single thing I'd ever been taught. Like it burned it all to the ground in like 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't know how long that video was. It was like 10 minutes or something. Let me see how long it was. The Rodney King video was 8 minutes. Okay? It was like that 8 minutes. Like, at the time, guys, I was 21. Okay? 21, going on 22. A war had started, which was already like vexing. But like, I feel like the Rodney King 8-minute video literally burned down 20 years of my life. And like everything that I thought I knew about authority and the world and our safety and like the American exceptionalism and all how good our country was literally burned to the ground, you know? And I was 21 and I was like, holy fucking shit. Every single thing I was taught's a fucking lie. Everything about this country, how good we are, we're not good. We're ruthless. We are no different than we were 100 years before, right? It was just all like completely burned down, man. And here we are, dude, in 2020, okay, 30 years later, same shit happened with George Floyd. Like nowhere. And now the Voting Rights Act is getting overturned. And like they're using the Civil Rights Act to say that white people are being oppressed, getting rid of DEI, right? Fucking wanting to roll back rights. You know, we have people talking about repealing the 19th too. Like, where does it end, bro? You know what I mean? Like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Right? We've gone 0 feet. 0 feet. You know what I'm saying? Dude. Unfucking believable, boss. Like we're in reverse. Somebody put the fucking car in reverse. You know? Bro. Yeah, shit's big. And let me just tell you though, you know what I just said about what happened to me and fucking everything got burned in that 8-minute Rodney King video? That happened to my son's generation. My son watched Gaza happen. And he was like, whoa. Right? My son had one of those. Watching Gaza, okay? My son was, how old was he when Gaza happened? It happened in 2023, right? My son was fucking 18, okay? And everything that he had been taught post 9/11, everything got burned to the ground, right? When he was 18, okay? It's like, I watched him have the same thing, him and his like age group, and I'm like, oh my God, that's like the same fucking shit that happened with Rodney King. And they're watching it, and it's literally the same thing, guys. It's supremacy, okay? Dude, crazy, right? You know, it's crazy. And so, like, fuck, bro. We got to do some shit. George Floyd, yeah, dude. Dude, George Floyd radicalized my girlfriend, okay? Can I just tell you, like, George Floyd with Jenny, that, like, broke her open, and she wrote a play about it, and then, you know, her family has black members and white members in her family. There's a mixed race marriage, And so her family, like she started having family culture meetings, and like the black members of her family, we got like way closer to them. It was like really revolutionary, all instigated from Jenny and like the George Floyd thing. Like she changed her family dynamics. It was like really like wild to watch. And that probably had a huge impact on me ending up at this political journey, because that's right when I was blowing up in the gaming world that all of that was going on. So yeah, just a lot of shit, man. Crazy. And then Philando Castile, like, dude, crazy. Like, just, that was another one too, because it's like Second Amendment, my ass, right? You know, it's just like never ending, dude. Dude, fucking A, bro. But we're gonna fix this shit. Oscar Grant's death is down the street from your house, dude. That's crazy. Want to finish the Tupac clip? I'm running out of time, so I'm on a tight schedule, and we'll watch the rest of the Tupac clip at another time. But I've already like I gotta get a couple of topics that I have yet to cover. All right. And I think I'm worried I'm going to get copy struck too, because even though it's not music, it is straight from the MTV channel. So let me see if I do get copy struck. And then if not, we can revisit that again on its own. But I gotta bounce. Dude, we have 4 minutes, guys. 19 and 4. I have about 25 minutes left that I can stream. So let's try to get this. Hopefully we get a dance. All right. But let's see. All right. I got to look at my topics. I got to get to the Tate, and I got to do a little Tate, a little Trump, and that MAGA guy. Yeah. The Tate stuff. Dude, the Tate, I'm sorry. Tate's a personal thing to me, guys. Cause I gave up a gaming career to fight that guy. So I have to see Tate through to prison, guys. Dude, seriously, he's been so destructive, man. Like, fuck that guy. And today they were playing the sympathy card, bro. Dude, yeah, no, Tupac was way ahead of his time. All right, so hold on. Let me get my bearings here. 3 minutes, guys. Got 19 and 3. We're gonna get as many as we can this next 3 minutes, and then we're gonna reset it, and then we're gonna do Tate, and we're gonna do a little bit of Trump and that fucking Ohio voter, that Iowa voter. All right, it is personal, yeah, dude. The Tate thing is personal, guys. So if you hate Tate, I'm sorry, but that shit's personal. Just call me AIM. You're a good guy. Please don't let us down. You're definitely a leader. Thank you, dude. AIM, I got you, boss. I'm trying. All right? I hope I don't let you down, but I'm trying. Thank you, AIM. Let's go. 3 minutes, guys. Dude, I have a headache from like no sugar, guys. I have a headache with no energy drink. You got to work tomorrow till Tuesday. See you then. Let's go, C-Punk. Thank you. Dude, I'm trying to get a massage tomorrow, too, because I'm hurting. Dude, can we get a Paula? Yes, sue me! Hey! Dude, let's go. 2 minutes, baby! 17 and 2. Why are we stopping sugar? So, all right, so I had a recent cholesterol thing and a glucose panel and all my shit done. And so I've had a bunch of tests in the last year. My lungs are good, but I had some calcification in some of my arteries. So I did go on a statin to chill out some of my cholesterol, but then I'm pre-diabetic. Okay, my sugar levels went up a pretty significantly over the course of a year, and it's because of energy drinks and candy and daily rice intake. And so I am like, I'm not completely eliminating sugar, but I'm eliminating all of the sugar from the coffee creamer and the energy drinks and getting rid of the candy. Very occasionally, I'll have like 2 pieces of candy a week instead of 10 a day, right? I'm having, sugar-free energy drinks and 1 sugared energy drink a week instead of 1 sugared a day, right? And I'm getting rid of the rice and replacing it with couscous. I'm going to go see a dietitian, actually, because I want to, I've beat up my shit with drugs and, like I said, drinking 15 Red Bulls a day. Now I want to, rein it in so I can, enjoy. I want to see my son grow up. Be best. Let's go, 𝗙cie_𝗆𝗆que. I want to live a long time with Jenny. Let's go, 𝗙cie_𝗆𝗆que, dude. Chris Kirk. Let's go, baby. Shrimps on the barbie, dude. Wife, mother, failure. Thank you for another show. Let's go. Dude, 𝗙cie_𝗃𝗃 says, we're all tired of neoliberalism. The rise of neo-fascists is because we're in the worst capitalist phase ever. Yes. End stage capitalism. It's happening to everybody. Let's go. Thank you, Canal. Dude, Toku, let's go. Dude, Toku with the fucking membership. Thank you, boss. Dude, let's go. We got May Money. I'm visiting my BF in Humboldt this weekend. That sounds amazing. Humboldt is beautiful. Dude, 𝗙cie_𝗆𝗆que, let's go. Thank you, boss. Dude, Jenna X-Ray Dragon says, buy Melania coins. Yes. When I'm ready to end it all, I will buy Melania. I'll put all my shit into Melania. Dude, let's go. Pepsid completes, helps. I don't know what that is, 𝗙cie_𝗆𝗆que. Let's go. So there we go. So we didn't quite get the goal, but we're going to reset for 10 plus 3, and then we're going to fucking get it. So we need 13. Let me reset. We're going to get 10. We're going to move on. Let's cover the Tate brothers. Dude, they had their day in court today, guys. Let me just tell you, they're crying. Okay, they're crying. They are. The Tate brothers, dude, they actually showed up. Their lawyers told them not to, but they went into the courtroom. Dude, they're such babies. Okay? Dude, they're such babies. Ah. Yes. All right, hold on. All right. Let me get my bearings here. I'm a little off mentally because of the lack of sugar. Like, I used to get that big sugar blast right now, and now I'm getting the caffeine blast, but I'm not getting the sugar blast. And so it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period while we sort out the new energy, right? I don't know what my new thing is. I'm a junkie, guys. I am, I may be sober, but I'm still a junkie. So we're in an adjustment period while I find the next thing I get to be a junkie of, right? I'm a Twitter junkie, and I was a sugar junkie, and I'm a caffeine junkie, but now the sugar's like going away. I've got a little bit of a hole, dude. I had a little bit of a hole there that we're gonna have to fill, but we'll figure it out. Is fruit? I don't know. Fruit may. I'm gonna talk to the dietitian and tell them because I gotta keep my mania. Okay, that's important to me. I can't lose the mania, so I have to find the right set of things to be junked out on in order to maintain a certain relationship with my mania. Because I love my mania, guys. I do. I've got a really good mania, and it inspires my creativity, and so I don't want to lose that. All right? There we go. All right, there we go, guys. Last chance we need to get 13. It's crazy I can tell that much of a difference. You know what it is I have a headache right now is what I have. That because I have a headache because I didn't have my 63%. I would get 63% of my daily sugar like overload from that one rock star, right? My sugar junk. And tonight I had 2 of these Red Bull Zeros, which is 0%. Right? It is, no, it's 2%. So I'm missing 60% of my sugar blast. And I have a headache right now that is not like making me, it's making me a little ornery. Dude, I'm going to have to drink 32 of these Red Bull Zeros. Dude, I'm going to wake up and dude, right? I have to drink fucking 32 of these fuckers, bro. This is going to be an expensive habit, dude. What are you doing? Dude, I'm spending $70 a day on Red Bull Zero to get my sugar. Bro, I may start eating fruit, guys. I may become a fruit head. I mean, I already eat some blueberries and raspberries, and I do like nectarines, but I may become a fruit head. So we'll see. All right, we'll see what's going on. But all right, guys, we need 13 if we're going to dance. But I'm moving us into the topics here. Let's look up what we got with the Tate brothers because they had their big day in court. All right. And so, dude, we've got Tate's fucking lawyer making some shit. All right. Let me see here. Oh shit, dude. You have right wingers. Oh my God, dude.
Brothers have put on was fake.
This is crazy. When the right wingers are making anti-Tate videos, you know he's probably going to get cooked. Okay? Dude, 𝗙𝗍𝗆unk, go! Let's go, baby! All right, let me get organized here for a minute. All right? Dude, look at that. Isn't it crazy? It's pretty wild, guys, knowing that they were renting the cars, right? Knowing that everything they did was a fraud. Renting their cars, borrowing someone's like private jet, that these guys really aren't wealthy. They're not mega wealthy. Their lawyer is a fucking thumb. Isn't it wild? Yeah, what color's your rental car, Andrew Tate? You fucking weakling. Dude, fruit and caffeine, I'm in the same boat. We got to stay strong, boss. Let's go, Eddie! Dude, we're doing it, baby! Posers, yes! They're posers! And thanks to Andrew Tate's lawyer, we found out that apparently there's some goat fucking videos on their shared devices. Oh yeah, some group chat videos. Dude, that is like crazy, right? Goat fuckers in rented cars. I mean, that could be an album name, dude, or a band name. What's your band? Goat fuckers in rented cars. Dude. Oh shit. I mean, talk about a crash. The facade has broken. All right. Now, that being said, they had a trial date today. Okay. So today was their big trial date. And the judge is going to rule next week. This was this morning, like I think 9 a.m. this morning. They had their trial date. They did not rule. What's happening right here is it's about bail. Okay. They're fighting for bail is what's going on. They got arrested. They're under extradition to the UK for some very serious charges. Human trafficking, minor CSAM. I mean, a lot of shit. A lot of serious charges in the UK. And there's normally no bail. So they are trying to get bail. Elf says, last time I was in person with my dad, I offered my hand and he said, fuck you. And we hugged. And during that moment, I actually felt accepted. Dude, let's go. Dude, Elf, that actually is heartwarming, dude. Right? Huck you, fuck you, and instead you get the hug. They are ugly, dude. They are ugly, dude. And Andrew Tate, can I show you something, guys? As long as we're looking at this thing, because I have an image of Andrew Tate that's like, once I saw it, I've never been able to like get it out of my head. But once you see this, you're going to see Andrew Tate in a new way. Okay. And it's a comparison shot. Let me find it here. Right here. You ready? This one. Dude, there it is, dude. Like, bro, those two things are the same, guys. You know? I mean, if you wonder why Andrew Tate is so miserable, woman hater, you know, I think a lot of it comes down to him having like male pattern baldness, and he never dealt with it. He shaved his head to be a hard guy, but he's never dealt with the latent insecurity of like losing his hair and him like having some shame connected to it. I'm telling you, nothing makes men more violent than fucking just undealt with shame, guys. It's like you can't just shave your head. You have to deal with your feelings about losing your hair, your feelings about the baldness, and then you can shave your head. But if you just shave it to avoid the baldness, you're not dealing with the underlying fucking like insecurity. You gotta deal with the insecurity, or if you have shame about it, whatever. I mean, we're socialized creatures. Sometimes you have these powerful feelings of shame, man. You know? He's never dealt with it. He's never dealt with it, guys. But yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? So, today, okay, we were fucking, it was about the bail, okay? Now, again, look at this. They had a push-up crew again, guys. People say liberal leftist fathers are low T. Just respond, you're the ones raising kids. I'm so tired of people saying they're not men. Dude, I don't get the low T thing. Like, dude, I have like so much T. Dude, I have too much T. I need less T, believe me. That shit, that low T is nonsense, boss. All right.
Free the Tate! 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 Free the Tate!
Down!
Free the Tate! Free the Tate! Free the Tate! Free the Tate!
Dude, guys, I'm sorry, but dude, this is embarrassing. Okay? This is embarrassing, guys. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Patriot Front, where you have 20 guys with their fucking shields, like marching like they're some militarized organization. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing? You have 20 guys screaming, free the Tates, badly. They're not in unison. They're not even doing good push-ups, dude. Dude, look at this guy's arms. Look at these guys with their push-ups. What is this guy doing, dude? Rubberneck over here with the fucking noodle arms. But like, the Tates are human traffickers. They're rapists. They're crypto scammers. They're guys that we found out don't even own their rich cars. They're frauds. They're fucking posers. We have 20 fucking weirdo dudes out here doing push-ups for rapist posers, guys. This is like a Trump rally, but the sadness is ramped up to like 100, dude. Like, yo, this guy has 10.8 million Twitter followers, and this is what he can muster, is 20 noodle-armed guys doing like bad push-ups, not in unison, to defend some human traffickers? Bro, dude, I look at this and I'm like, I want to cry. I want to start like a GoFundMe of testosterone for these guys. Dude, these guys, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like somebody's having sex with their girlfriends right now while they're doing this because their girlfriends are so unhappy. You know? I mean, dude, 𝗙𝗆unk, let's go! Guys, we got 3 minutes! 5 away, baby! We need 5 or we're not dancing. Here we go, let's go.
Free the tapes! Free the tapes! Free the tapes! Free the tapes!
Dude, this guy's wearing tights, dude. Is he wearing spandex? Look at his butt. This guy's wearing spandex, guys.
Free the tapes! Free the tapes!
Dude. Dude, he is! Dude, he's wearing spandex! Bro! Oh. Andy! Andy, can I see your camel toe? Dude! Oh, shit. Skinny jeans? Maybe. I think they're actually spandex. Dude, 𝗙𝗆unk! Let's go, baby. 4 away, 3 away. Dude, we got 2 of them. 𝗙𝗆unk, LFG. 3 away, baby. Remember, we need 3 after the 10, so technically we need 6. Well, let's get these last 3. 3, baby. 3, 3, 3, 3. 2. Can I have another? You may. Let's go. 2 away, guys. Dose, 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 dose. Dude, I think those are actually tights, guys. I don't think those are skinny jeans. I think those are tights, dude. Dude, 𝗙𝗆unk, let's go, dude. 𝗙𝗆unk's quarterbacking. Let's go 1 more. There it is. I love my rental suitcase. I like my suitcase. Dude, we hit the goal. All right, now we needed 13, so we do need 3 more, guys. I gotta pimp for 3 more because it wouldn't let me set 13. 3 away, baby. I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase. Oh, I like my suitcase. 3 away, baby. Yeah, no, these push-ups are terrible, boss. Okay? These push-ups are fucking terrible. My suitcase. Trace, we'll do a 1-minute timer. There it is. Here we go. 2 away, baby. There it is. Dose. Dude, we'll finish with Paula. 1 away, dude. Bamf dat. Let's go, Elf. Dude, Elf is bamfing. Always. Final one, and then we Paula. And then we hit it. We did it. We got it. We came. We saw. We kicked its ass. And there it is. Ella, let's freaking go. Pine Box Dance Party. Dude, it skipped one of yours. Did it, 𝗙𝗆unk? All right. Let's fucking go, dude. Did it skip? Did it? Oh, the counter didn't go? Oh, I missed one. Oh, shit. I didn't see this one from Elf. My dad was so high T as musician. Well, let's go, dude. Elf, I'm sorry about that. And, dude, I missed one from Kim the other night, too, that I saw later. Dude, Eddie Reese says spandex jeans and push-ups, bunch of losers. Dude, these guys, I mean, here's the deal, though, guys. I like to make fun of them because of their misogyny, but I'm not going to really judge the queens that are these guys. I realize that these guys have, like, beyond non-sexual crushes on Andrew Tate, if you see the Andrew Tate stands, there is like homosexual love involved in his fans, a reverence, a like they would like shine the knob kind of deal. And they're all, you know, I'm not going to judge them for that. I wish they would just come out with it and own it instead of being misogynist pigs because they're hiding it. Pine Box, let's go, Anne-Marie. But dude, it's love. It is love. Ah. All right. So you ready? This is crazy. All right, let's look at the reports. Okay, let's go to the fucking NBC News report and just see it. Okay, where is... It's a bail hearing. Let's just find it. Okay, this one I think is good. Let's see if there's a New York Times one. That's in no. Okay, so there's not. So we're going to go with the NBC News one. I think that's a good one. So here it is, guys. All right. This is what we got. It says it's death by scurvy. Tristan and Andrew Tate seek bail as they fight extradition to the UK. The manosphere, I love how they put manosphere in quotes. Dude, I love this for them. Okay? The manosphere influencers were arrested in Miami after prosecutors in the UK filed new charges. All right? Andrew and Tristan Tate, the manosphere influencers. Dude, I do have to get something going here. Hold on. Let me get, I need the Bugatti picture, dude. I gotta have the fake Bugatti picture. This shit is the best, bro. Where is it? Dude, we literally just had it. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, that's what it was. It was Tate's. There we go. All right. Sorry. Gotta have the Bugatti pick. All right. Dude, this is just too much. Okay. How much is your rental Bugatti? Oh my God. Okay. So you ready? So that Andrew and Tristan Tate told a judge they're not actually outrageous online personalities in real life. Okay, now it's funny here, guys, because these are the manosphere guys. You've seen Tate. We're at war. No apologies. Speak up. Be a man. But now they're in front of a judge and they're bootlicking. They're like, we rented shit. We don't have any money. We're not outrageous. They're just like backing off on all of their shit, guys. They are completely like becoming these like, I'll do anything. I'll be whatever you want me to be. Just please let me out of jail. Dude, they're totally weak. Okay, the claim came during an all-day hearing that concluded Thursday night with no decision. Decision's coming next week. Okay, U.S. Magistrate Judge Lauren Lewis said she would issue a written ruling. Okay, the Tates have denied their allegations. During Thursday's hearing, their attorneys argued the brothers should be released so they can defend themselves in Romania, where they face separate criminal charges they have also denied. So now, guys, they fucking tried to get out of house arrest in Romania, and then they weren't defending those charges. They were intimidating witnesses. They've been fucking, right? They've had a real problem with witness intimidation, And then they came to the U.S. and he beat another girlfriend in Beverly Hills. And he's got another court case. So clearly these guys are like, women are getting harmed the longer they're out of jail. Okay. And now they're trying to say, oh, we're not dangerous. We have to go take care of Romania. Okay. Prosecutors describe the brothers as flight risks who exaggerate, lie under oath, and should remain behind bars. And that is absolutely true. Okay. Andrew Tate took the witness stand. Now that was it, guys. They went and they took the stand. And now I believe there was an artist that was drawing them, right? Where is it? Here it is. There it is. There's the image, okay? So there was an artist that drew them. Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate. Dude, they look like fucking... Dude, he looks like Jack Smith, bro. Look at him. Dude, they look like shitheads. He's like an ugly Jack Smith. Yeah, guys, they have a bunch of fake passports and shit. These guys are so unreliable. All right. So Andrew Tate took the witness stand Thursday afternoon and denied being a rapist or a human trafficker. He described the proceedings as his, quote, last chance. If there's any court in the world that will listen to me, it will be an American court. Earlier, Tristan Tate told the judge he was testifying against the advice of his defense attorneys and compared his and his brother's online personas to 𝗙cie Baron Cohen, the famed British Jewish comic best known for playing journalist Borat. Dude, give me a fucking break. Dude, these guys, do you know how much video we have of these guys calling themselves pimps, saying they hit women and abuse them? Like, give me a fucking break. At one point, when Assistant U.S. Attorney Abby Waxman asked Tristan Tate whether he was a liar, he responded, "I play a character no more than any actor." Tristan said he spends his days locked in a 5-by-11-foot cell. Good! That has a bunk bed, a toilet, and unwanted roommates. He said that he'd been subjected to chemical attacks and that his daily diet consists mostly of candy and chips. It's death by scurvy instead of death by starvation. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me play the world's tiniest violin. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you, Tristan. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, they should be in a box. Dude. Oh, dude, I wonder how the cam girls whose passports they took that were locked in a house and forced to do sex work for no money in Romania and then who got raped by these guys. I wonder how those women felt. You fucking geeks. The brothers, shackled and wearing beige jail garb, were taken into custody, blah, 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 blah. All right, defense lawyer Howard Srebnick argued his clients are not flight risks and that they have appeared each and every time for court dates in the UK and Romania. The pair have been unfairly cast as monsters for the internet characters they play. Andrew Tate's social media personality is Top G, uses foul language, speaks in vulgarities, advocates positions that are in many ways outrageous. But that internet personality is not the real Andrew Tate. That is not the person Andrew Tate. That is the character. At the bail hearing, Andrew Tate's girlfriend testified to his character. Natasha Cisse said that she has known Andrew Tate for about 5.5 years, and they have a child who is 8.5 months old and another one due in a month. It's a very different character from the person you see online versus the one I know personally. He's a great father to his children. Defense attorney Joe McBride has denied the allegations, said that the brothers' incarceration was the result of an unholy alliance between the enemies of free speech in the U.S. and the United Kingdom. McBride said his clients are running to the fight, calling them two innocent men who have shown up in multiple jurisdictions to face the music and to go on the offense. Dude, please don't play that violin meme. LOL, let's go. Dude, what's the violin meme? Dude, unholy alliance? I know. These guys, Jesus. Innocent men don't run, they lean into the process. Okay. If you want to lean into the process, then let's just get you to the UK for the trial, right? Let's get you on trial. Why are you even trying to get bail on this extradition? If you want to lean into the process and you don't run, then just go back to the UK and let's start your trial. You know? Prosecutors argued against their release, saying in a filing this month, the men's own statement suggests they intended to evade justice. Filing also alleges they might seek to interfere with witnesses. See, this is the big one, guys. Okay, and that the brothers repeatedly sought the names of their accusers from prosecutors in exchange for a security fee worth tens of thousands of pounds and a promise not to publicly identify them. See, this is the big thing, guys, is they want to get out so they can start silencing people. Let's be real, okay? They want to silence people. I do owe you guys a Paula because we hit goal. Let's go. All right. McBride said he's challenging the filings. Let's see what we got here. We got their charges. All right. So that's the basic. Thank you, Andy. There we go. There's the fucking them in court. Dude, they look rough. Okay. So now, Tristan, here's what they're doing, guys. They're crying death by scurvy. Oh my God. Look at that. He said there's ants, there's roaches. I have been subject to chemical attacks. Oh my God. Oh, Tristan, political punk, buddy. Oh my God, dude. There's ants, there's roaches. Oh my God. Oh, scurvy. Yeah, scurvy. There's a lot of scurvy going around in prison, I hear. Oh, you guys are so tortured, huh? You and Andy probably have to like half circle jerk it, huh? Because you guys are so lonely. Oh, Candy. Yeah, it's not like we can't see the commissary. You're buying a bunch of top ramen for Top G. Oh, you poor guys. Oh, I feel real sorry for you. Yeah, rat in hell, fucker. All right, fuck you. Bye-bye. Dude, scurvy. Death by scurvy. Dude, what do they think they're pirates? Dude, what? Yeah, suck a lemon, bro. Yeah, let's get them a lemon. They can fucking, Dude, scurvy. Death by scurvy. Oh my God. Like, what are we doing? All right? What are these guys doing? Now, you ready? So it says that the lawyer spent more than an hour mostly repeating arguments from court filings, that the UK's request was out of line because their criminal case in Romania is going first. Okay, and the judge reminded defense attorneys that she has to follow U.S. laws. So here's the thing, guys, is there's a law about bail and extradition. And normally, guys, let me just tell you, there's normally not bail in extradition, guys. You know why? Because when people are being extradited and they get bail, they fucking disappear, guys. Okay? They go to countries that have no extradition and they disappear. I mean, see Roman Polanski, right? There's a long line of this shit. There's a reason why there's no bail with extradition, because what happens is as soon as you get bailed out, and then these guys will move to a country that doesn't do any extradition, and then they're going to fucking loot their crypto. They already have like 7 passports. I mean, give me a break, guys. We know these guys are going to run, okay? And they do not seem trustworthy. Yes. Dude, yeah, no, they seem trustworthy, right? The guy who's made 50 videos about beating and trafficking women, right? The guy who doesn't even own his fucking cars. What color's your rented Bugatti? The guy that has goat fucking videos on his phone. Like, come on. I mean, if you can't trust a guy with goat fucking videos on his phone who lies about having a Bugatti, like, who can you trust anymore? Am I right? Right? Jesus. Dude, what are we doing, boss? Okay? But so the shackled Tate brothers, right? They were shackled. Look at them, dude. Dude, I wanna see the shackles, guys. I want to see them walking in. I wish there was video. Okay? Oh, man. All right. So let's see, though. Let's see the McBride brothers. Let's see some of this footage from their supporters. Okay? So here's an ex-fentanyl addict who said it was Andrew Tate's content that saved his life, dude.
August of 22, I was addicted to fentanyl in New York City, running around selling drugs. These guys that came into the picture, I started seeing them on an Impulsive podcast where Logan Paul was talking.
Dude, I'm sorry, but yo, homie, you're watching Impulsive with Andrew Tate. Dude, you could have just gone to NA, bro. No offense. I appreciate your story, but like, dude, you could have done something less harmful. It's like, yo, man, I got off fentanyl by like beating up all these women. And so, dude, you got to let me beat up women some more because it helped me get off fentanyl. Dude, I'm sorry, dude. You impulsive, fuck off, bro. Go to NA, bro. Sob story. I don't care. All right? I don't care about your fucking sob story, bro. All right? All right, so this guy said...
From the courthouse, this is what the scene looks like right now. We have had some guys come out and told us that they saw the brothers. The brothers are okay in terms of their health. They do look a little beat up, little hairy.
Oh, little scurvy, perhaps?
But they did look up in spirits when they saw a courtroom full of protesters and supporters. Shout out to all you guys that have been supporting us. It's looking good, guys. I want to say I saw a couple of UK reporters come out. They weren't very happy, not sure why, but I did also hear that the UK had no evidence whatsoever. Very frail, very...
Dude, there's no evidence in this, guys. Okay? This isn't an evidence hearing. Like, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. Oh, the UK had no evidence. Yeah, because the UK's not presenting evidence. This is not a criminal trial, you fucking knuckle nut. This is a bail hearing. So all they're trying to determine are these guys going to run? And so what happened is your top G, your rapist human trafficker buddies that talk big were up there groveling and pretending that they're not who they say they are, right? Right? They're up there being, oh, I'm not controversial. I'm not really a pimp. I don't really hurt women. I just say that like a character on TV. Oh, I'm not really mean. Oh, I'm just really a nice, like, Muslim boy who reads my Quran and fucking smokes hookah and is nice to all the girls. That's really who I am. Then I get on my Rumble podcast and I behave like a depraved sex trafficking rapist maniac just to make money. I'm such a good boy. Dude, like, I'm sorry, bro. If you play those shitty characters to loot money from teenage boys, you should be in prison for that. You fucking shitheads. You think that makes you look good? That you pretend to be rapists and human traffickers, right? To make money? Like, come on, bro. Dude, Nah. Dude, these guys are idiots. All right? Dude, now they have the AI photos. Look at this. He says, if the Tates don't come home today, there may be a possibility they're never coming home. Well, guess what? They didn't come home today. Dude, I want them to never come home. Okay? I get that they're kids, you know, whatever. They have kids. But, like, dude, to be honest, I think their kids are going to be better off with these guys not in their life. Okay? These guys are degenerate, like, gun-owning, fucking unpredictable, misogynist pieces of shit that would likely, like, you know, abuse their daughters in some way, shape, or form. All right? You can't tell me they're not going to fucking abuse their daughters. All right? Let's see what Justin Waller said.
Made it very clear that he...
All right, let me see here. Hold on, let me fix the audio. All right, here we go.
He made it very clear that he can't fight the case, that he's already won, and that he's already won Palm Beach. So when he wins Palm Beach, it knocks down Romania, which has a 99% conviction rate, which means he'll automatically land happily and go to the UK right after. Instead of roughing in the courtroom right after, just give me a fair trial. And putting him in the shoe and making him lose by default in Romania. It's very opposite. So it is what it is. She heard what he said. She saw everything. She knows. And I found her to be fair during the trial.
Dude, these guys, though. See, you know what's crazy? Like, listening to these guys, right? Is these guys are fucking, like, they're just liars. You know what I'm saying? All of these guys, like, this guy is a liar. Dude, this guy would fucking sell you out in 1 minute flat. Okay? He is all of them. They're all fucking degenerate liars, right? They are degenerate liars. All right, so let's see their lawyer, okay? This is his thing. Let me see here. I can't hear that one. All right, is this their big protest, dude? There's the big protest.
Free the Tate! Free the Tate! Free the Tate! Free the Tate!
Dude.
Free the Tate! Free the Tate! Free the Tate!
Dude, I'm sorry, but these protests are just sad, guys. Right? These guys are sad. Sad fucking guys. All right, let's see the lawyer. Okay, here we go. This is his press conference after the hearing. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but let's watch a little bit of this. All right? Dude, here's what I don't understand. How, and I mean, I guess this is a Trump thing too, guys. How do these people not know that these guys are human traffickers? Like, Andrew Tate has literally said, I pimp women. I lie to them. I take their passports. I control them. I beat them. I force them to do this work. I take all the money. I own them. I've been doing it for a decade. He says it. He makes videos about it. And then they're like, no, those guys aren't human traffickers. Like, what the fuck, bro? How are you so willfully ignorant? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, good afternoon, folks. So that was an 8-hour bail hearing. I've argued, I don't know, 40, 50 bail hearings in federal court, and none of them have ever been 8 hours long. And guess what? We're not done yet. The judge has some questions. Wait for that to pass. The judge has some questions about what will happen if Andrew and Tristan Tate are deprived of their opportunity to go to the Romanian proceedings. The answer, as far as I understand it, is that they'll be convicted in absentia and they'll face life in prison. That is about as special and as important and as unjust as it gets in any situation.
So that's the angle they're taking. They're trying to say, oh, these guys need to go to Romania or they're going to get convicted for not being there. Dude, what the fuck is that? I don't know what's going on with this shit. I don't care. Put these guys in jail for life. Get rid of them, bro. Throw away the key. Dude, put them in a fucking box.
The district court here has a litany of cases under which it has examined special circumstances before. But there's no clearly defined test for it, and that's problematic. And as my colleague Howard Shrebnick argued in our closing argument today, he said it doesn't matter how horrible or how beautiful a case has been. In every set of circumstances, the government argues against bail. The government is always saying, no matter who you are, you should be locked up, you should be locked up, you should be locked up, because the government is inhumane. So
no, it's because people run from extradition there. And yeah, somebody said these guys aren't rich. I agree. I don't think these guys have really hardly any money, because this dude is like a cheap lawyer. He is a cheap lawyer, guys. We saw his website. It looks like it was made by an 8th grader. This guy is for brokies, okay? You know what I mean? I mean, this, like, Tate does not have Epstein lawyers. Tate has, like Staten Island fucking lawyers. Dude, right? Dude, this is a Staten Island fucking get out of Rikers lawyer. This guy, dude, fucking cheapo, bro. Dude, you could charge this guy on a debit card, bro. You know?
So we have to demonstrate to the court why our clients should prevail. I believe that we've done that. There is no way under any set of circumstances that the government was prepared for the type and the level and the caliber of fight that we brought to them today.
Oh, yeah.
We brought in 𝗙𝗎cie to testify on Andrew's behalf. Andrew Ford came in from the United Kingdom to make clear about what's going on in that situation, did one hell of a job. Thomas Maniotis here laid out the Romanian proceedings and how important and how critical that is. I cleared some things up about the Palm Beach defamation case. We had other attorneys that were at the podium making arguments all day. But most importantly of all is what we maintained. And what we maintained was the element of surprise. Now, I can't say that we...
The element of surprise. What we did was they begged. They got down on their hands and knees and they said, please, dude, Elf, let's go, baby. Elf says, Tommy, this is for your son and his GF. Let's go, dude. Thank you, boss. Let's go, baby. Dude, Alf, you the man, boss. Let's go. This is for you, Alf. A little Paula. I know you like that shit. Jesus, dude. What? All right, so they have the element of surprise. Hold on, he's going to give his big reveal here.
It was the element of surprise. Now, I can't say that we knew 100% if Andrew and Tristan were going to testify, but they did testify. They testified, and that is highly unusual in one of these cases. That is highly unusual when you have criminal exposure in another country, never mind 2 countries. Men don't get up in front of extradition courts and testify on a regular basis. Andrew and Tristan both got up there and they testified because innocent men don't run from the process. Innocent men have nothing to hide. Innocent men lean into it. And as I stated...
Dude, yeah, that's why what did they testify? They testified that everything we do is not really who we are. We're lying. Oh, yeah, everything we did. Oh, yeah, sorry. Fake Bugatti, rented, don't have any money, I'm broke. I didn't really grape women, like I said, and traffic them. I just made all that up so I could bilk money from 13-year-old boys, right? Oh, yeah, I'm a good guy. I'm not a pimp. I'm just a fucking, like a lollipop that fell behind the couch. Right? I'm not really bad. I'm just a lollipop with a bunch of hair on it. Oh, scurvy.
Over there, and I'll state it again here briefly. I heard some of the most inhumane, smug, condescending, inconsiderate comments from the government that I've ever heard about a fellow American citizen in my life.
All right, so let's hold on. Ready? Let's just do something real quick. He said inhumane and smug. All right, you ready? Let's fucking grab a little something here. You ready?
Oh, she Olivia. Jesus Christ. I was the second man she ever f***ed in her whole life. Beautiful, big, natural tits. So cute. Man, it hurt her at every moment that I was doing it, but it felt good for me, so who gives a shit?
Oh, dude, there you go. Look at that. What a great guy, right? Oh, what a great guy. Dude, oh, look at that. There's his pregnant mother begging for him to get out. What a great guy. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the Andrew Tate compilation. Okay, dude, isn't it wild? Let's see what we got here. Let's find a good one. All right, here we go.
As an IT technician in my former high school, fixing laptops. Okay. Got fired from there for sleeping with the head girl. You know how it is. It's hard out here. How old? I was like 18.
Dude, that's not a good one. I want to see a good one. Right? I want to find a good one, right? All right, here we go.
To get paid. Like I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house and make me money. That's what I wanted. So I was a pimp in that sense.
Being kickboxer, yeah, playboy, pimp.
I'm happy with those labels so far. But the majority of my money wasn't made in fighting. My money was actually made in the pimp game. We need to understand some basic concepts to the pimp game. Basic concepts to the realities between men and women. Women need a man to do OnlyFans. It's the same reason a woman need a man to do anything, because they're incompetent and they're very, very lazy. And they're stupid. When you're pimping bitches like me, it's a full-time job. So yeah, on corporatetape.com I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm.
Dude, right? Like, what a fucking geek, dude.
Exactly what I'm talking about. I'm fucking certified. I know I don't look like a pimp right now.
Clever.
That teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me. If you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off. I'd never do that. That's disgusting. I'm not a whore. It's just not gonna work. You continue as normal, no mention of webcam. By taking girls who didn't know how to be effective on webcam, girls who had never done webcam before, girls who didn't have the equipment, didn't have the know-how, didn't have the will, didn't have the premises, didn't have the ability to make money with this exchange. I created a system that allowed me to convince girls to do this, allowed me to retain 100% control of their income. You start with a girl, you download OnlyFans on your phone, you take her ID pictures, her name, everything it takes to verify the account, you verify the account on your phone, and you control the account. So you are now in charge of her OnlyFans. I learned every tip and trick it takes to make sure a girl gets paid.
See, it's crazy, right? Because, like, they're selling this stuff, okay? I mean, we look at it and think, wow, this guy's an idiot. But they were, like, selling this stuff to, like, 14-year-olds, okay? 14-year-olds who can buy shit with crypto, right? Because crypto allows underage people to engage in this shit. So they were, like, milking young men in and then getting them to buy crypto and probably looting them. I mean, the amount of young minds that have been polluted and contorted and people ripped off and left with fucking nothing and how many women are going to suffer worldwide because of the men that fucking bought into this shit. I mean, their whole thing is just a pyramid scheme that takes advantage of people. Like, even, you know, outside of the abusing women and the sex trafficking, their whole shit is like scumbaggery, dude. You know, just scumbaggery, man. It's like so crazy. So fucking crazy. Right? It's so dirty. But yeah, but they're, good guys. Now they want us to believe 8 years of this shit is like, just a facade. Well, how about all the damage your fake characters are causing? Do you think you should have any consequences for that or what?
We argued about the conditions of confinement, which are real. Andrew and Tristan are in and have been in administrative segregation. They have limited sunlight. They have limited access to food. They're being served food that's not healthy for them. We're in a situation that when they were maced for a situation that had nothing to do with them. Mace traveled through a closed area and circulated into their cell.
Dude. I've seen girl protesters take mace straight to the face from cops. I'm sorry, nobody's going to cry about them inhaling a little mace.
They choked on it. They were not decontaminated. They were not helped. We talk about the 1 hour every 1 hour every couple of days they get, 4 to 5 hours a week. They get an hour out. You would think that they go out and they parlay in a nice area, a nice lawn, open sky. No, they go from one cell to another with a little roof on it. It's about 5 feet bigger, and they're there for an hour, told to go back. It's inhumane. It's disgusting. It's wrong. This kind of thing shouldn't happen to convicted people in this world or in this country. Never mind people who have been convicted of nothing. And what was the government's response? The government response was, well, defense, you cited a motion where there's proof of the United States government torturing a man in jail. Now, she didn't say that, but what she cited was, in that case, the defendant began to decompensate. He began to change his personality. You could look at him after a period of...
Dude, I don't know even what he's talking about. Here's what's crazy, though, guys, is they put off the hearing. Literally. Here's the irony of this is McBride's like, oh my God, my clients are so harmed. But like, you asked for an extension. You were supposed to have this bail hearing 2 weeks ago. They asked for a 2-week extension despite their clients being like so bad off. Oh, really? Your clients are almost dying in there? Why'd you put them in there for 2 extra weeks? Why didn't you have the bail hearing on the 13th? Oh, we know why, because we found out they had 7 passports and you needed 2 weeks to figure out a story about the passports. Dude, this guy doesn't even know how to talk. What is decompensate? Dude, did he mean decompose? He didn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. He does. Tom Homan. He does sound like Tom Homan, dude. Like a punch-drunk boxer, dude. Like right before this lawyer goes on camera, someone's just hammering his fucking head for like 10 minutes. He's like, oh, let me just tell you. Oh, you're going to decompensate because he had scribbly on his fucking rash and he was in a cell that was like, is kind of square, but not like totally square, but like, you know, we filed some documents and the judge said, huzzah! Why you... wait, the judge? Was there a judge? What are we doing here? Yo, oh, shit. Yeah, no bail hearing. Scurvy. I got scurvy. Dude. Oh, shit. All right. Guys, I'm going to go make some videos. All right? We went long. I'm going to have to drop some shit off. We definitely went over time. We did get a dance. All right. We did not get the MAGA voter. We'll get the MAGA voter tomorrow. Oh, shit. What a night, though, guys. Jesus. Dude, he is very Tom Homan. This guy, I'm telling you right now, this guy has to be related to Tom Homan, dude. Dude, what the fuck are we doing, bro? You know what we're doing? We're dancing, motherfuckers. Yo, Joe McBride. Fuck you, buddy. Some clown shit. Yo, dude, Tom Joman. Tom Homan. Oh, decompensate. All right. Dude, I like decompose better. Right? I don't want Andrew and Tristan Tate to decompensate. I would prefer they decompose. Oh! Fuck you, Tate! Fuck you, buddy! I say goddamn. All right. I do have a little announcement though, guys. I am going to be gone on Saturday. Okay? I am streaming tomorrow on Friday. I am streaming on Sunday, but there will be no stream on Saturday evening. There's going to be no Fortnite stream on Saturday either, unless I do an early one. I might do a little Fortnite early. I will let you know on that. But I'm going to the beach with Jenny to see her family. And so I am going to not be streaming Saturday night. Next week, I am going to start day streams, not regular. Okay, mind you, I'm just going to see what it's like streaming during the day. So I think next week, 1 or 2 days next week, I'm going to do day streams just as an experimental to see how I can fit it into my sleep schedule, what it'll be like. We're going to test the waters. I do want to move into like an hour-and-a-half stream every day, Monday through Friday, but we are going to try it out. It's your dad's birthday. Let's go. So no stream Saturday night, though. I'm going to miss you guys on Saturday, all right? Just so you know. But we're evolving, baby. Oh, shit. Oh. Stretch. All right, you ready? You ready? Without further ado, let's get a little deja vu, baby. Oh, little deja vu. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Oh.
this feeling that I have now, almost a bit holy, a notion that I will make it out somehow.
I'm fucking tired! Dude, I miss my sugar! Let's go! Dude, stop stupidity with the 5 gifted! Let's go! Thank you, guys! Knows you're on blue whenever he brews. Looks good on you. Alright, guys! I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and in the meantime, baby, don't forget to stay radiant. Thank you. Good night.
I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I would never be